Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Darkest Hour. Tonight is episode 51, featuring TheEndBoss. His first time appearing on the podcast. Very exciting. Let's say out of the boys. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
I'm like so stuck on that weird accent right now. Hello. Keep doing this weird English accent thing all day. It's so I'm annoying myself at this point. I don't know why I'm doing it. Like I'm just answering a random call like hello. Like people are like, don't do that.
You know what's funny
It's
about
very
accents? This is like a little life tip for us socially awkward people.
Mm-hmm.
I find that I can say something uncomfortable if I say it in like a funny accent to like a friend or like a loved one. Like, oh yes, well, you've been a little down lately. If I like put it as a joke to like wiggle my way into like an uncomfortable situation.
It's all about delivery. Yeah, all about delivery.
It's like, yes, I forgot to tell you, I had herpes.
By the way,
yes, the delivery, yes.
Oh, now you say it like that, it's so much better.
You delivered that herpes brilliantly. Thank you, sir.
Oh, yes, quite. I'm going to get myself to a doctor.
Back in those days, they just try to chop it off. Yeah, they'd be like,
Well, everything's just,
We'll saw it off.
You've got too much blood, simply is the problem. We just bleed it out of you.
You guys ever seen Deadwood?
I've heard of it, never seen it.
Deadwood was good. Deadwood was good.
So, Deadwood
really
is good.
good.
So it follows, you know, the old guy, the guy that runs the hotel from fucking John Wick. I forget the actor's name.
The Continental. Yeah, I know that guy. I know.
Yeah.
He runs like a saloon, and he's just dealing with all these.
The brothel.
Yeah, he runs like a brothel, and he's like dealing with all these prostitutes, and like the way they dealt with diseases back then, you're like just so grossed out.
Yeah.
They call
made
it
that
the
show
clap,
very
right?
accurate.
You know why they called it the clap back in the day, right?
No,
I don't.
You really don't know? Oh, man.
I have no idea.
So they would wait for the penis to fill with pus.
Stop. Okay,
we're
stop.
done.
And they would
We're done.
set it on a board.
Stop.
All right, we're good. We're good. All right, guys, thanks for
and
tuning in.
Clap another board on it
Oh,
to squirt out the infection
Shut up.
and the goo.
What's wrong with you?
Hey,
all right.
Why do you know this?
Yeah.
I don't know. You read history occasionally. You
stopped
hear
this.
stuff.
I would have
don't know.
never read that.
I feel like it's
This
good
is
that you
indeed
guys
the
know
darkest hour.
10 years
would've
from
gone-
now, you guys are going to be at a party with
guys weren't
your.
kidding.
You guys are going to be at a party, and someone's going to say, "Someone tell me a fun fact," and you're going to have one.
I don't think that's a fun
You're going to
fact.
pull
I'll be
that
like,
out of
you're
your
never
pocket.
more than 14
Never.
miles away from a McDonald's, or like, I got way better facts than that, man. God damn.
Yeah, it's gonna
That's
be
a
gonna be
fact.
killer
Plus, I'm never
at the
gonna go to a
cocktail
party.
party. No, you will. It's gonna be killer
real.
at the TwitchCon partner party.
At the
Someone's gonna say, "Give me a good fact," and you're gonna fucking pull the clap out of your pocket and
I
hand
will
it to them.
say,
It's gonna be
the
great.
partner party. The partner party was awesome.
It's
was awesome.
partner party.
They
Can be pretty
denied
fun.
me.
Yeah.
I was so excited, man. I was like my first partner party in TwitchCon in Vegas in my hometown. No, they denied me. It's fine. It's fine.
They
It's
denied
water
you?
under
You
the
were-
bridge.
You were a partner, or were you a partner?
No, I was affiliate. I got partnered in November, like
Mm.
a week
Right
like
after
a month.
TwitchCon.
Oh, that's
Right
really
A
after.
week after.
That sucks, dude.
It was just timing. It was like, whatever.
Well, I want to hear all about your Twitch journey and about yourself and where you're from and all that stuff. But first, let's say hi to the boys. Donnie, how you doing, man? You all right? You hanging in there?
Doing good. Started a new job.
Okay,
I'm
good.
off my incel schedule. I go to bed at like 10 p.m.
Nice.
There you go.
Wake up at 6 a.m. and
Nice and responsible.
It's
yeah.
amazing. How do you not get in bed and look at your phone until 1 a.m. and regret every minute of it, and then go to sleep really
tired.
late? Wow.
Dizzy all day.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You actually get sleepy. I don't.
Wow. Must
That's
be nice.
crazy.
Yeah, that's foreign. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I work in like staffing, so it's like job sales. So I'm doing shit all day when I'm at work, and then when I come home, like I try not to nap, because then if I nap, then yeah, that's what'll happen. But
Sure.
I just stay
You
up.
guys
And
nap?
I'm like, I love a nap.
I don't know how people nap,
Yeah.
bro. You don't wake up and your brain's like microwaved from a nap.
You gotta do like a 30-minute, like under
I
an
just
hour,
did
like
that.
45.
I just did a
cannot do
45-minute
under an
power
hour.
nap. Really?
I can't do that.
A power nap? That sounds like a lie.
I-
You're just telling
I-
yourself that you got a waste of an hour. That's what you did. You wasted an hour.
Dude, I laid down for 45 minutes, got up at 5:15. I was feeling good and refreshed. I don't know. A little power nap once in a while. I
Yeah.
took like a a 90-minute hike today. Like I worked out, I sweated it out, took a nice shower, had some coffee, but I just needed to lay down for like 45 minutes. It wasn't even real sleep. It was just like kind of laying there. I don't know, like quietly with my eyes shut for 45 minutes.
Yeah, you just want to shut your eyes for like a second. Like you want that, like you want to like pass out for. About,
I felt
like,
refreshed. I felt refreshed.
Yeah.
I just do that.
I do love that you
normally.
say it's a waste of time to sleep. By the way, that is
Sorry.
amazing. It's hilarious. I wish I didn't have to sleep. If I could somehow make a deal with the devil and, you know, get all the energy I need and live a long, healthy life without having to waste time sleeping, I'd be right there with you. But I
Dude, you
need
don't take a
sleep
nap
and I
on your
love
day off?
sleep.
I can't tell you the last time I'm taking a nap, bro.
Wow.
Not really a nap kind of guy either.
Wow.
I find it recreational. I love a good nap.
Especially like less than an hour. I feel like I can't even fall asleep in less than an hour most nights. Like staying up for the long evenings and then crash. I was like, oh, how dark? Well, crash like a Malaysian airliner so fucking bad. I'm just exhausted. Just pass out, you know?
Jesus.
Like, I never get like it's
You
one or the
pass
other.
out
There's
so
no
hard
hour
you'll
long
never be
power nap.
found in that pile of blankets. Yeah, exactly.
It's true. Yeah.
No, I typically, the reason why I do nap is if I don't get a lot of sleep at night. Then I feel like I need like an hour to catch up. And I'm sleeping on an air mattress right now. I have to get a new bed. So sleeping at night is like a 4 to 5 hour thing when I wake up with my spine and neck hurting because of this fucking air mattress. So that means a nap during the day, like on the couch or something, where it's a little more comfortable, is pretty great. But anyway, we're talking
That's
about naps
true.
for way too fucking long. Jay, how are you?
Yeah.
What's going on, buddy?
Gotta optimize them, I guess. Doing all right.
Beautiful.
Big chillin'.
Okay. Very good.
We're
Well,
3
with-
weeks before a wipe, dude. We gotta just farm this podcast for all the content we can.
Oh yeah. Yeah, exactly.
There you
Yeah,
go.
we're just mining right now in the Goblin Caves, mining fucking every word we can out of this podcast.
We yearn for
Yeah.
the mines, you see. The children as well. They yearn for the mines.
Yes, exactly. Child labor's great. Wow.
only way I got stuff
No
done.
one clipped that. That sounded terrible. TheEndBoss, thank you so much for joining. It is so great to have you on. I've seen you on podcasts. I've lurked in your stream. I've seen you trio up with other streamers. You're a good player. You're entertaining, and you always have funny, great stuff to say in podcasts, especially that Malaysian Airlines joke. So
And the best campfire stories.
and the
around.
best
Oh,
campfire
yes. My
stories.
tales of toiling in the mines, of fighting the bears, and just saving the people from the evils within. That's my journey.
I love
Happy
it.
to share it with you. Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Of
I
course,
bet
man.
you play D&D, don't you, InBoss?
Never. Not actually once.
What?
Oh,
Not
you'd be good.
Not once.
That's
With
a
that
mistake.
voice?
That's a mistake. You should
Oh
play.
my gosh.
You should 100% play. If you like RP at all and you can do voices, and if you like something like Dark and Dark, it only makes sense. You should try it out. I think
Yeah.
that you would
It feels like,
fit in with that game.
yeah, I'm like one of the weird parts of that Venn diagram where all these things overlap, and it's like, clearly I would love this thing, and I just never did the thing. So I have no.
Well,
I'm sure it's great.
It is. It's got a bit of a learning curve. You have to have a good dungeon master. Like a lot of things have to fall into place to have a good experience with it. So I get it.
Okay. Well, I've got like 18 different friend groups that are all like, you should come play. And I just simply don't, you know, most people
You should
have that,
go.
right?
If
Everybody's got
you
the
have
D&D
Try
a
it out.
if you got a friend
Yeah.
group that's inviting you to play, you should 100% at least try like a one shot and see if you like it. Most
I
people
can't
that
even commit to a stream schedule. How am I going to commit to a full like?
well,
session?
just a one shot. I mean, that's like
Just
like
show
3
up
4
one day.
hours. Like show up with some
Yeah.
beer or a joint or something like that, and be like, I used to live in Vegas. I know you got weed shops everywhere now, so you can
I
grab
don't know
some
what you're talking about.
grab some adult beverages in your Harry Potter wand there, and go fucking pretend to be an elf with your buddies. It's the best. I don't know. It's my favorite game ever. If I had to choose one game to play, like poker or Dungeons and Dragons or Dark and Darker or fucking chess, any game, I would pick D&D out of everything.
Yeah, but you're like a turbo nerd.
That's true. That's true. I am a turbo nerd. That's true.
I'm a turbo nerd, but I wouldn't pick D&D because I've never played it.
Sure. Yeah, of course. That
I
makes
feel
sense.
like if you took a look at Soma, though, you would never just think that on a Saturday nights he spends his time in Discord with the boys making like
He's in
Schmeagle
the-
voices and shit.
It's Monday night.
He's out in the
Like,
VIP room at the
Monday
club
night.
trying to pick up women, making sure it's wrapped up tight. Always the standard. I know how this goes.
Absolutely. He's got me pegged, guys, in more ways than one.
All right. Well,
No, it's actually
Wrong
Monday.
guess
It's
for that joke.
it's Monday night. that I play D&D,
Yeah.
not
We
Saturday
had the
night.
devs on this podcast, by the way. Just
Yeah, I mean,
they came on this thing. You know,
that was the
Those
lowest
crazy
point of
bastards.
Iron Mace. Yeah, they're like, I guess we have to do this. Fuck. It's looking bad that we have not graced them with a few minutes of our presence. It's true.
Yeah.
But anyway, please, sir, tell us about yourself. Where are you from? Obviously Vegas, but what's your journey in life and in content creation? How did you get into Twitch and Dad? Give us the historical background, if you wouldn't mind.
I've been around actually for a while. I originally lived in New York for 25 years, Western New York, Buffalo, specifically. I got
I get
lots
that
of
vibe.
friends. Yeah, 19, straight over to Canada so we can drink and look at titties, the standard issue stuff.
Did it too. Yep, did it too.
Yeah, I went once, literally once, and I went to a strip. That was like my first visit to a strip club where I paid, and that was the only visit to a strip club that I ever paid because I was like, it's the biggest waste of my money and time I've ever had. Like,
Why
I
give
don't
a
need to
hungry
give-
man plastic fruit? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like I'm just gonna go home and eat anyways. So
Yeah.
I just completely disregarded that whole thing. But moved out to Vegas about I want to say 8 years ago, and originally with Twitch, I was just kind of sitting in my place back in Buffalo, and I had seen that you could play video games and people could watch. I mean, I thought that was an interesting concept. This is back in like Justin TV days. Like I'm an aged and well-seasoned veteran of gaming. I'm not a young man anymore.
Did you watch old school Twitch back in the day, like DJ Wheat, Fish Sticks, A-Track, all the Twitch Weekly stuff?
I lurked and browsed. Yeah,
Okay,
I was
cool.
very
Nice.
very involved back in the day, and then just kind of flopped off. Like I had my own Twitch account, or Justin TV. That's long gone. Twitch kind of came around, and I had TheEndBoss, which I took from when I was playing an MMO called Lineage 2. It was very grindy, horrible. But the best part about that game, you step outside town, talk shit, get hit. Open PvP. You did something I didn't like, I'd wait for you outside the gates. I'd stand there. Come on, bring your friends. I'll fuck
Like
all
the
you guys
redneck
up.
in the parking lot.
Yeah, you talk shit about my party farming XP? Come on, bring your boy. But there was a gold farming clan on the server, and they ran characters 24 hours a day, 3 8-hour shifts, and they were super powerful level. I mean, out there like wearing, they're running around in full uniques. They're in full bis, and we haven't even hit level 20. So there was this massive gear differential and just time because we were normal people, and they obviously have more time. And there was a guy in town always selling the best gear, and his name was Final Boss. So I kept seeing him in the shiniest, you ever seen any Korean MMO artwork? It's over the top. I mean, they got like Fabio looking orc males swinging fucking garage-sized blades of
Chrome
doom,
armor.
and like shiny chrome armor that turns into a mech of, I'm just the most ridiculous stuff. And he'd always just sit in town, just chilling there, selling the best gear for way overpriced because, he's going to turn it into money. And I was always jealous. I was like, I'm going to get you, Final Boss, someday. Well, they were trying to take over a castle, which is like the equivalent of RMT City. If they can actually get it, they get, they're just going to sell the money. They're going to make a ton of money, and it's going to cripple the server. It gives them this huge edge. And the entire server came together. We fought, and I was like, that's it. You've been beaten. And then I changed my name to TheEndBoss. I was like, I want this to be me. You don't get to be the final boss. Now I get to be the end boss. And then that's where I came up with the name.
That is an actual awesome origin story of your name, by the way. I fucking love that. Like, you fought a villain to take the crown. That's fucking awesome.
Why I
love it.
I became the end boss.
I think that's
there was a
sick.
history there. If
You
you
think that guy's
put
right
a lot
now?
of,
You think his life just fell apart after that?
they did get banned. Yeah, the Dragon Clan. They were called the Dragon Clan and the Dragon Alliance. They were a very, very heavy-handed group of gold farmers. And again, it's an open PvP game. So if these guys are out here just way beyond you and you step on, they're just going to dunk on you. I mean, you got squads with, like I said, full bis, 85% PDR fighters sitting out right outside of town. If you pissed off the wrong person, they're like fucking mafia, actual mafia. But yeah, we had a huge fight. And I mean, the entire server turned up to fight them against the castle because you had to take it from the NPCs, and basically we defended with them. And then I took that castle over. I was the first one.
Nice.
There's like one choppy, like 3 FPS video, like on that whatever hyper cam video on YouTube somewhere of the siege. Yeah, unregistered
like corn
hyper
playing
cam
over
X. Yeah, it's like literally 3 frames a second. That game had a hotkey to completely remove all of the graphical settings to the very lowest because it ran like complete ass out of any normal circumstance. But a Siege, like imagine Dark and Darker's out of nowhere, like, yeah, bring like 150 people, giant brawl in the Coliseum. It's like, holy fuck, the game would die.
Yeah.
So that's what they did, and it did every single time. It was like 7 seconds of input lag. It was terrible. But yeah, that's
awesome.
when I got started with
Sounds
Twitch.
like a
It was
great time.
You defeated the final boss. He changed his name to Mini Boss. You became the end boss. I love it.
Got him out of there.
Very nice.
And then just kind of went through games for a while. Quit my job back in like 2016.
What'd you do before streaming?
I worked for the cable company, and I was
fuck.
No, I was the opposite of the evil. I was the good fuck. I was the retention. I was retention. I worked in customer loyalty is what it was called. You know, you call in and you were like, you motherfuckers raised my bill $45 goddamn dollars this month. What in the hell's going on? That was me that you got to. But the only way you got there is if you either threaten to cancel or disconnect services. So like normally you call in, you get billing and they're just like, tough shit, your bill went up. You're like, I can't afford this, fucking cancel it. And then they're like, retention. And then I'd tell you $5 is the best we can do, and then slap you on the ass and send you on your way. But no, I actually the problem with me in that job was actually caring. Like, you know, I had grandmas calling in. I was trying to watch Matlock, and they said I can't afford the Matlock anymore, and I just don't know. I was like, honey, we're getting you Matlock. I'm going to credit your account for the next 2 months. You've been with us 43 years, and they're going to tell you get fucking retail customer pricing. Not on my watch, you know, but.
This is the best thing I've ever heard.
I'm telling you, the industry rewards you for giving them nothing because you make commission. I make commission. And then they're like, oh, make sure you try and sell them phone too. Like, you're trying to tell me I got to sell Matlock grandma phone? She can't even afford her fucking Matlock. And you're trying to tell me.
That's sad.
Get her the premium phone package. She needs a life alert.
So
just
fucking
Jesus,
evil.
Dude.
That's fucked.
She got herself was known as a pension. That's what we call it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, dude. Fixed income is one of the trigger words as well to get into retention at the time. Is I'm on a fixed income. I need to cancel services. I need to downgrade. Those are the words you would use, but nobody ever knew, you know, unless you call in and said, give me the fucking retention. Somebody screwed up. You know, oh shit, dude, I'll send you along.
You're sitting there going, so how much is that Social Security? We can squeeze this.
Yeah, we can budget it in. Do you really need 2 trips to the supermarket? Carol,
fuck your insulin. Like, get rid of that.
1 shot less is not going to kill you.
Oh my God. That's crazy. Yeah, I could see why you would want to leave that industry and do your own thing.
Yeah, and at the time I was pretty big with World of Warcraft and most Blizzard products. I had a lot of friends, and they were like, "Oh, well, this new game's going to be coming out, and you should check it out. I could put you on a list to get into some early tests." So I was like, "Oh,
you say you're playing MO2?
No, no,
Oh,
Lineage 2. Mortal Online was the old one. Yeah. So I had gotten an invite to play Overwatch, like early access beta test, friends and family, stuff that you shouldn't talk about. But then I was like, you know what? We're going to be in the early access for Overwatch coming out. I'd gotten to that and was like, maybe we'll just try. Because I got like strings I'm kind of pulling. I'm putting out stuff. Nobody's seen Overwatch yet. So it's like new content at the time. It's very early. And so I was like, fuck it. I hate this job. I put in my 2 weeks and decided to try a little bit of Overwatch and got very competitive in that for a while. Apex Legends came out. Love first-person shooters. My entire life has been a history of first-person shooters. I grew up with them. Starting from like Wolfenstein 3D, Doom, Duke Nukem, Quake, Unreal Tournament, literally almost every first-person shooter that has come out.
One of those.
Oh man,
wow.
You never played the original Doom?
Never.
That's crazy.
I've never played any Doom.
Wow.
Oh my! The most recent Dooms are just fantastic games. I would recommend them.
The original Doom as a kid, that was a game changer, man. That was so cool seeing that. For the first time watching it was always like a couple of kids watching one of the kids' dads play over his shoulder, and like you didn't get to fucking touch the computer, but he like killed demons for 30 minutes and you were like, whoa. And then that's like the memory, that's the core Doom memory.
I grew up in a very Baptist Christian household, so there was no Doom, dude. I wasn't even allowed to watch The Simpsons most of the time.
Oof.
All right, Ren and Stimpy completely off the table. So when we got Doom,
what did you get to watch?
PC. Oh, like I couldn't even watch Gargoyles. All right.
Damn, that was a good show.
Nickelodeon mostly. Dude, I have never seen Harry Potter. I know nothing about Harry Potter.
That devil shit.
That's everybody yells at me for that one. I don't get it. But
witchcraft.
It
Witchcraft,
apparently
devil
is.
shit.
I wouldn't know.
It's
I'm not
great.
part of any coven. I'm just a guy.
Wait,
My
okay.
magic is
like-
natural, bitches.
I totally stepped on you when you were saying we finally got Doom installed on the home PC.
Oh,
Sorry
yeah.
about that.
Yeah,
My
we
bad.
it was my oldest brother who's 10 years older than me, and he installed Doom on the home PC, and that was it, man. Oh my god. From killing Nazis to killing demons, like, oh man. Very exciting times. And
Oh,
also
yeah.
with Diablo 2, went to pick that up.
Yeah.
Diablo 2. Oh man, dude, I was so hyped, but mom wasn't about it. You know, she's like, there's a demon on the cover. You know, it's like,
Aw.
yeah, no, mom, listen. And the checkout guy, by the way, fucking wherever you are, brother, he's like, no, miss. See, you play against the legions of Diablo. You're trying to kill all of the demons. And she's like, you know, religious nuts. So she's like, killing demons? And he's like, yeah, you fight against evil and devils. And I
And
was like,
angels
yeah,
are
Mom.
on your side.
Yeah. Oh, fuck
Shout
yeah,
out
that
to
dude got me
homie, dude.
Diablo.
That
Yeah,
is-
shout out to the homie at Walmart. For
That
looking
guy was
up,
probably
man.
like 19 years old who just like wanted to get off that shift so bad and go play Diablo and fucking smoke weed. And he sees this young whippersnapper trying to convince his Jesus-loving mom to let him slay demons, and he hooked you up. That is a beautiful story.
It all
that
worked
is
out in the end,
beautiful.
and here we are.
While we're shouting them out, shout
Yeah.
out my GameStop guy who sold me GTA at 7. Much
There you go. Ooh,
Hell
wow.
yeah. That's
Spicy.
crazy.
And it lasted like 2 months, and my dad saw me like run over some hooker and took the game.
Oh, shit.
I'm like,
It's like,
"Fuck
wait,
you,
Your dad's
Dad,
like-
I like killing
Dad's like, I can't
hookers."
believe you would play this game.
You
Yeah,
should have been like, no, Dad, I'm getting my money back. Don't worry.
It's economically viable, Dad.
Okay.
Having my cake and eating it too, Dad. Diablo 2 is one of my favorite games of all time, and I almost failed 9th grade because of that game. I got a
I failed many things, many failed relationships, everything. Diablo is responsible for probably the worst course of action in my
I don't
life.
know
You know what? That's Diablo, though.
Yeah, I got a
And
one.
WoW.
I got a 1.7 GPA my freshman year, and they almost held me back. And
Damn.
they were like, "What the fuck's going on at home? Is someone beating you?" I'm like, "No, I'm beating demons a lot, nonstop. I can't stop playing. I'm addicted, digitally addicted to this game. Please help me." They were like, "All right, well, we're not gonna hold you back, but you really got to concentrate a lot more, and you have to have a heavier course load in 10th grade." And I was like, "Fuck."
Oof.
Okay, fine, let's do it. And they let me go, and I went to 10th grade. Had a rocky start though, because I was still playing the game, obviously. And Lord of Destruction was out, and I was just super
It's a good
addicted.
expansion.
And I, you know what? Instead of kicking the addiction, I just learned how to balance it better.
Smart.
Exactly. And at that point, I'd been playing it nonstop for like a year and a half, so it was sort of losing its luster a bit. So I didn't want to play as much, and there was other interests. Like I had just discovered weed, so I was like doing other stuff, you know. But still,
Yeah.
man, 9th grade almost didn't make it through because of Diablo 2, which is insane. And then we see what happened to the series of games. Man, Diablo 3, Diablo 4. Wow.
To be fair, Diablo 3 was pretty cool on the fact that I made a lot of money playing a video game. Like,
I'll
that
give
was
you
pretty
that.
cool, man.
If making money in the beginning when they did the real money stuff, that was pretty cool. I know a bunch of people that made thousands of dollars. I think that's fine. It was the wrong move overall. Obviously, they changed it. And then to see how things played out with Diablo 4 and how fast that game has been abandoned by viewers, players, the gaming
What was it, like a
community.
month?
I
2
think
months?
I think it had like a good 6 months where it was really going okay for 5-6 months, but it is currently dead. My guess is, without even looking, if you looked at Diablo 2 Resurrected on Twitch, my guess is it has 3 to 4 times the viewership of Diablo 4. And I bet you the Diablo 4 viewership is below 2,000 viewers. Maybe even 1,000. That's my guess.
I
Chat,
just
someone
remember playing
verify
the
it.
beta. I played the beta and I was like, this is fine.
Yeah,
Right.
that's-
Like, I didn't want to keep going. I was like, I think I'm good. Like,
I actually canceled my pre-order during the free beta weekend because after about an hour or two, I just knew. I was like, this is a
it felt like
fail.
a mobile game, kinda.
Kinda.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Uh,
I personally am
That's
just
discredit to Diablo Immortal. Diablo Immortal actually has some better systems than Diablo 4, which is kind of like the
Wow.
weird part of the whole thing. Yeah, I think that's what bothers me is like the group finder and stuff in Diablo Immortal is actually there, and there isn't one in Diablo 4. But okay,
crazy,
you know,
crazy.
I just don't have
Different
like
companies.
the Ritalin prescription to play PoE.
PoE2
I
though,
play
You
other-
have to have somebody tell you what to do. You have to have a
Yeah.
Dami mommy come in, write down a sheet of here's what you're gonna do today. Here's the talent points you're putting in. Here's all the stuff you're gonna get up. Here's all the gems that you're gonna need. You cannot think for yourself in
Alright.
PoE, and I can't take it. Like when I look at the
agree.
PoE skill tree, I'm just sitting there like I'm never gonna be that sweaty to put every single point to the perfect build. So I'm gonna have to copy it, and then I'm not really playing the game. I feel like I'm just playing the character simulator that they had built for me.
sure.
So I got dragged out of PoE pretty early. Like I just couldn't get back into the repetition. Like, and I wasn't sweaty enough to make my own, and I wasn't satisfied using somebody else's.
I agree.
I
And that's the
completely
same thing
get
with,
it.
like,
yeah.
like really difficult RPGs that are like super hard to understand. I'm like, fuck this. Like, I'm not doing homework to play my fucking video game. Like, get out of here.
Yeah.
You got to wean people into the want to improve those systems. Like, I think Baldur's Gate does a great job of. It's a little overwhelming at the start. Like, I never played Dungeons and Dragons, so I have no clue where to get dropped into that. But I did play Baldur's Gate 2 because I am old as fuck. Game was great, by the way.
Mhm.
And so it's like getting reintroduced to all of these systems. They did a pretty good job of like staggering the amount of shit. You are still flooded with shit, but it's still like you can handle the amount of shit. I found that a lot of people that like Baldur's Gate 3 kind of fell into it out of an awkward sort of series of different games that you wouldn't have put them to being enjoyers of Baldur's Gate. It's like Tarkov, you know.
Mhm.
You talk to somebody, it's like, yeah, I like Hello Kitty, I like, James Charles Snap, and I like Tarkov. It's like, what the fuck? Like, what you play Tarkov? It's like, yeah, I'm a Kappa enjoyer. It's like, how the fuck? You play Mario, you play Wii Fit, and you play Tarkov. Like, there's just no. I was not expecting this lead up.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's just one of those types of games.
I think PoE2 is going to take the crown for the best ARPG of all time. That is my guess. That's what and I'm not even the biggest PoE1 fan. Like, I played it, I enjoyed it for what it was. I thought Diablo 2 was a better game, but I think PoE2 is about to be insanely good. And this just in, by the way, Diablo 2 Resurrected, 1,100 viewers, rounding up. Diablo 4, 800 viewers. So there you go.
It's some guy in like Korea
The
playing, I
seasons-
bet.
Yeah. Season right now for Diablo 4, there was just nothing. There was nothing really redeeming.
Yeah. Like,
I'm a
I
big Diablo
never
fan as well.
understood why they didn't just take the loot system from Diablo 2 and just expand off of that. It was
Well, that's what I
it
said
was
when
so
Diablo
good.
3 came out.
Yeah.
Everybody was complaining about the launch for Diablo 3, which they should because it sucked. But also, like, the itemization in Diablo 3 and the gameplay wasn't what people were wanting. They wanted Diablo 2.5. I said that from the very start.
Yeah.
They
You're
didn't
right.
want to have a new revamping and reimagining of Diablo. They didn't want an action game. They wanted the same game with the same formulas, but just better. And Blizzard was like, no, we have to do something new and improved. And it kind of fell apart on that. But it was still a good game. They did put it back together. And you were talking about the RMAH, the real money trading. You mentioned it in a negative light. And I would like to say that I'm a firm and staunch believer in that was a fucking great idea. Like, it's just it wasn't abused and exploited. Like, yes, but was it happening no matter what in Diablo 2? Did you not have bots constantly joining your BattleNet games trying to sell you gold and gems? I think it brought more people in. Like, I was never going to make any RMT purchases or sales or sell any shit. But in Diablo 3, I made a couple grand off that game because they legitimized a market that was already gone. But yeah, I can go on about that. Sorry. That was my
no
thing.
need to
I have a
apologize.
very staunch take on that one.
I mean, I get it. Trust me. I do get it. I don't think it was the best idea to give in and just say, fuck it. We have this, this quiet group of real money traders over here doing something we don't like. But you know what? Fuck it. Let's just open up the floodgates. Let's have everyone do it, and we'll just take our cut. There was something about that I mean, I do get it. Trust me, but I just thought it was overall not the healthiest move for the game. And obviously, there was enough pushback. My roommate's dog is going nuts. There's enough pushback where they changed it, right? So, but it doesn't matter. Overall, literally, Odin just said what I was about to say. It's just a PvE game. It's just a grind game. So if you want to spend money,
that's part of why it didn't matter.
Yeah, that and I can see the argument why it doesn't matter if you're just fighting zeros and ones and random monsters, not players. Now, if there was like a healthy, crazy PvP system and grind, I would definitely be against it. But it is a PvE game, so I mean, whatever. It's not the end of the world. But obviously, it did change. So, but anyway. Let's shift gears and actually talk about Dark and Darker. When did you discover Dad And what do you mainly play? Do you guys hear the dog? Can you
A
guys?
little bit.
Man,
A little
she,
bit. Not,
she
it's
has
not
been
pronounced. Yeah.
she has been going crazy no shit for 11 minutes. Like I don't
I just want
understand.
to pet the dog, man.
I don't understand what's going on.
What
Crazy.
kind of dog is it though? I'll ask a burning question.
It
It's a
is
Scots fur. I don't care.
It is a border collie. It's not a purebred. It's a border collie Aussie Shepherd mix, but it looks kind of like a small German Shepherd in a way, if that makes sense.
Alright.
I don't know.
Fuzzy
It's
as
a
hell
good. It's
and
a good
lovable.
dog. Yeah, she's a good dog, but she is barking her ovaries off. I don't understand what the fuck's going on. Anyway, yeah.
So, Dark and Darker for me. I was browsing Twitter and I followed Sakisha and I saw a clip of a game that I was kind of like, what the fuck is this? It's got like Diablo style loot, again, going with the Diablo trend, which is one of the things I absolutely love about the game. I love the loot. But I saw it was like after like the second, maybe the third, I can't even remember which playtest. I'm pretty sure I started on playtest 3. I picked up a wizard and promptly eliminated my entire squad with fireballs, just completely unfamiliar with all those systems. And
As you do.
yeah, and it's like, dude, healing seems pretty important, and none of us wanted to play cleric because who wants to be the bitch of the group? Let's be real, it's cleric. Nobody wants to play cleric. So I was like, you know what? I had played support in Overwatch. I've been through all of the worst ringers. I enjoyed supporting. I was a healer in WoW, so I was like, you know what? How bad can it be? It was pretty great. I think it was pretty great. I think most people were completely unfamiliar with the fact that you could give people health back. You know, like if you timed your heals right and just like played with any sort of a little bit of game sense, you completely changed fights. You know, it's like it was so early in the game. Everybody was dying to PvE. Everybody sucked. You know, we sucked too. I think I saved most of my old VODs, so I have to go back and watch them. But yeah, it was pretty bad. But I fell in love with healing. And then when I found out there was the option to just build the character, you know, Dungeons and Dragons or Diablo-esque to create a build kind of off meta, I got sweaty and competitive. And this is when there was no high roller. It was just going down to Inferno. So I just I was one of the OG buff ball clerics. You know, I would just like, hey, you know, I turned my friends. I turned my friends into the buffs for me. I was like, yeah, all right, I'm going to buff myself. All right. Go ahead and haste me, invis me. I'm going in. I'm just wiping lobbies with that simple strategy. Just early smite. Nobody could work against it. Nobody could stop Judgment. Judgment was so powerful at the beginning. I remember you guys ever getting hit with? Oh, it was beautiful. And nobody knew it was capable for a cleric to just like splat your HP real quick. So it was a big nuke, you know, 30, 40% of your life that disappears. And you're just like, what happened to me? That's when I started using it, is because it happened to me. I was like, oh, okay, Judgment is way better than this other spell. I'm going to use this now.
It was quite strong back in the day. Yeah.
I remember when they buffed it, I instantly swapped it, and that was my first YouTube video for Dark and Darker.
There it is.
Nice.
I was like, dude, I was hitting like 60 judgments or whatever back then, bro. Oh, yeah.
The craziest was when they'd run in, hit you with the Judgment, and immediately follow up with like a Warmaul smack because you're slowed down, and they just walk up, judge, and you die real quick. Obviously, it's a little different today, but yeah, clerics were pretty fucking scary.
Do you guys ever get like double, triple judgmented like at the same time?
Oh yeah, I mean,
I don't think ever.
Dude, I got double judgmented so much back in the day.
Oh yeah, we were running it when they buffed Judgment's move speed. I think it was like 2 patches ago. Me, Ken, and Hippo all went around just spam judging people. It was Holy Strike spam, just walk them down with Holy Strikes. It didn't matter. At one point, we got a clip of like a 2v5 where the first squad was running at us and we wiped them. And this ranger group just tried kiting us. And we were like, no, we just kept trotting and just walking, and like one's walking shield out, next one's Holy Striking behind them, then we're prodding healed, then we run out of heals, and the next one's walking out. We just kind of phalanxed and ran them down. It was terrifying to be them. They screamed as they died. I just want you. But it was great. Yeah, just walking them down with Judgment and Holy Strikes is a lot of fun. Triple judging someone, getting them in the corner and just clap spamming on them is terrifying. It's like, the end is coming, brother.
I love that. That's hilarious. So shit, we have what, a day and 20 hours left in the wipe. I'm so fucking
the season.
Yeah, because I mean they're not gonna wipe it for 2 weeks,
Yeah. So I guess the game plan. Actually, why don't we just go over the patch notes from a few days ago and just discuss it and then do Q&A? Does that work for you guys?
Sure.
Okay.
Right back 1 second.
Let's just do that, and then we can really discuss it. F it, my deed. All right, here we go. Okay. This was 5 days ago on the 22nd. Changes. Fixed an issue that could cause a crash under certain circumstances. I mean, I feel like crashes have been occurring for a long time, so good. I'm sure there will be other crashes that happen from other circumstances that they'll have to fix, but we'll see. Fix some logic that could cause rubber banding. I'm still slightly feeling some stutters, but it is not as bad as it's been. Would you guys concur?
I think it's definitely on the upswing. Having
It's
been
a little
playing as
better.
much as I do.
I think more than like 3 a game, I'm still like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I stay off Goblin Caves, though, to be fair.
Yeah.
I've been Ice Caves and Crypt or Runes enjoying for the last, well, actually, since the patch came out. I don't think I've been back to Goblin Caves, so I only have an opinion on everything else.
Fair enough. Well, how about an opinion on this? Fix an issue where the Ranger's quickfire could sometimes not be reused. That would suck.
That's
Can you
good.
imagine that? You get just one use of quickfire in your raid. Suddenly, the hotkey doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, set up a campfire. Get used to it. I play cleric, man. This is normal. No, that wouldn't be a fun time. Yeah,
That would suck, yeah. Fix an issue where the Wizard's Ice Shield would trigger without actually taking damage. That's awesome. And OP. Okay.
How much was it happening? I bet Jay could tell us.
Here he is. Let's see.
all eyes on you. Welcome back.
Jay,
Hello.
We've been waiting for you forever.
It's absolutely freezing, sir.
we've been sitting in silence this
Can't
whole
focus.
time. It's been a
No,
really
yeah,
bad podcast because
It was
we've just been
awkward,
sitting here.
dude.
It sucked, to be
Yeah.
honest.
I was holding that in for like 4 hours, so sucks for
Damn.
you guys.
Jeez.
More taxes.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. Jay, an issue was fixed where the Wizard's Ice Shield would trigger without actually taking damage. Did you notice this?
Nope.
Do you melee Wizard at all?
I did like a tiny bit, yeah.
It's pretty fun.
It was okay.
I mean, it's fun for me because I'm not a Giga Brain Wizard player. But if all I have to do is just set
Sure.
my stick on fire and then hit you in the head, I can play Wizard for sure.
Yep.
Anyway,
You too can play Wizard.
yeah, I felt strong. Fix an issue where some emotes could allow players to see through walls. Literally watched, I'm not going to say any names, some streamers do this exact thing many times. Okay. Fix an issue where the giant centipede's poison had a larger collider than was visible. Definitely felt that. I'm sure all of us did. Fix an issue where the character's back face could be exposed. Man, I almost read blackface. I thought it said blackface. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Is there something wrong with transposing Korean to English? Fix an issue where the character's back. Well, yeah, thanks, Donnie. Fix an issue where the character's back face could be exposed when entering the Goblin Caves. Weird. Fix an issue where the portal would not spawn around the final circle in the final phase of Goblin
Thank
Caves.
God.
Yeah, I definitely lost a couple kits from that, and it was really annoying. Hated it. Like I saw that a couple of statics were taken, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just go sit in the final circle and get my portal, I'll be fine. And then nothing comes, and you die. Fix an issue that resulted in players being unable to properly escape the Ice Cave elevator in some cases. Who fell through the elevator? Anybody?
Who hasn't?
I
Not me.
100% fell through. You didn't fall through?
I take my fingers off the keyboard when I'm at that like exit precipice because I know some
Oh,
shit's
yeah.
gonna happen, and it's not happening to me.
No.
That
that's
elevator
not.
is so janky feeling. I'm the same way. It's like, don't fucking touch it because it's like flimsy. You can like see through it. Like, no.
Yeah, I fell through the
It's like
elevator
a-
and through the little raft. Have you fallen through the raft ever?
I killed a man on the raft.
I
and couldn't
bounced
loot him
off
'cause
the
he fell
raft.
off.
No.
I've definitely like slid off 100%.
I've fallen off both. It sucks.
Dude, I
I've
landed.
never
We
missed a
were
boat.
playing Ice Caves, and I jumped after you and like landed on top of you and slid off of you off of the
Okay.
raft.
I remember that.
I like.
See,
I
I'm very
Goomba
careful about
slid.
those drops, man.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, whenever I used to res people, like early playtest, people were like, "Res doesn't work." I never had a res fail because the moment I start casting the res, my hands are off the keyboard and
Oh,
mouse. And they're in these. Yeah, never had a res fail once. Always perfect.
Smart.
Drives me nuts when you see your cleric. He's like looking. I'm like, stop, bro.
Yeah, dude, he's like,
You wanna
he's like
wait another
stretching his
minute?
hands. You're like, come on,
Fucking
dude,
campfire?
seriously.
I can see the beam fucking cranking on that thing. Come on,
Oh, dude, you
Yeah.
should have seen some of the reses I've got, man. Oh my, the one I got on Katie on Warlord, I think the single longest res in history. I showed it to Ken, and I was like, "So what do you think about that?" He's like, "Oh my god, dude." I'm like, "What?" It's like, I just think about how many people I just said, "No, your gear's gone, bro," and I couldn't res them. I could have saved them. So many kits. I was like, yeah. Res is like, it's the full length of a holy light. Like, you can hit a res if you can hit a heal on them. So,
yeah.
Right.
A good combat res, man. A lot of people don't see it coming.
Oh, yeah.
Most people consider the res after a fight, after someone's run, after you've killed the other squad. Okay, now we have now we have a chance to res. We can get situated. Now, a good cleric that gets a res going in the middle of a fight and you don't see it coming, the ranger you just killed is now shooting at you again 14 seconds later. You're like, how the fuck is this possible? It's a damn good cleric.
Look, we killed one. We got to reset. We got to dip back. I got no more spells. Oh, what? I do have one.
I love it. I think it's great. Okay, let's get back to it. Where was I? Fix an issue where players could become trapped by torches in certain spots in the ice caves. Yeah, I definitely got stuck at least once trying to cheese a giant. And
Yep, that's how I died.
That's what you get.
Yeah,
That's what
exactly.
I got. I deserved it.
It was dangerously cheesy, dangerous enough where I was stuck with my little legs floating, and I just had to die to the freeze over. I was fucked.
At least you died of the freeze. I got clubbed to death like a baby seal, man. That was awful.
Well, this sucked because it was like the beginning of the raid, so I sat there for like 11 minutes, and I was like, should I exit the game? Maybe someone will come along. Maybe there's a way to get out.
Never exit, man. Never
exactly.
Exit. I will wait until the last breath leaves my corpse in there. I'm staying in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe someone will come by and they happen to be a mercy.
Yeah.
I'm not waiting.
You're not fucked. You might not be fucked. You're fucked if you leave.
Yeah.
That's the guarantee.
I'm
you are
out.
Guaranteed fucked. Nah, dude. I got stuck in ruins once.
10 minutes.
I got stuck in ruins with a decent kit, and I'm sitting in like this little valley by one of the red gates, and it's just my character's just floating, just doing the little dance. I can't sit down. I can't do anything. I'm just bouncing around.
Yep.
And I'm like just above knee height on the ground. I'm like, I can't fucking believe this shit, And I'm calling out in VoIP, screaming, and then I hear the bling, 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 bling. I'm like, Bard, please. Please, it's been like 4 minutes. It's like, what? Over here, bro. Over here. I don't know if you can get me out. And all he does is crouch walk up to me, and it like bounces me off his head, and I was out.
You can be saved.
All I had to do is be patient. You can be saved.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a redemption chance. All right. I'm the cleric. All right. I know. There's always a redemption story somewhere.
You just gotta have faith, TheEndBoss.
It's true.
Exactly.
Yeah, I really don't have faith in shit. And it's
yeah.
just play cleric.
Same. I had faith. No one came. I froze to death. Lost. Yeah. And I don't have a second or third account filled with bis like Jay Griffey. I'm not a billionaire and dad. So I felt when I lost that purple gear, I felt that. Okay, I'm just saying.
I mean, especially in like ice caves, I feel like people don't move around the map as much. So if you're
That's
like in
true.
some weird spot, you're just like, all right, well, no one's coming.
So you
That's right.
VoIP. Extend your range of communication, Start screaming, man. I don't know. People will hear you. Someone's going to hear you.
Just screaming to yourself in
Start,
the caverns.
bring up that accent. Be like, oh, please. Oh, I appear to be stuck. Anybody, any poor chap in the area, please assist
Guys,
me.
there's hot chicks in here. Come on.
Oh, there's so many women have surrounded me. I'm but one man. I need assistance, please.
I'd come running.
There you go. See?
I love it.
You've already got one.
Okay, fix an issue where the UI was cut off and not displayed accurately at certain resolutions. I feel like that's been an issue in the past, and now it's back again. That's interesting. Yeah, that definitely was an issue like months back. Fighter's Sword Mastery increases movement speed by 10 instead of increasing impact resistance by 1 in defensive stance. I think that's a great change. I'm a longsword guy, so for me, I love the Sword Mastery. I think it's fantastic.
Didn't the original one, the problem with the impact is that when you hit the impact on stuff, you couldn't do the resultant riposte or something?
You had about
like
0.8 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah. So I heard that it was tougher with the impact resist, and I assumed it to be a bug that was like, instead of just making this work better, we're just going to give you 10 move speed instead. Like, I took it as more of like, instead of fixing this, we'll just give you, oh, you can't have orange soda, but we have Kool-Aid, like enjoy the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, it definitely felt like a swap out fix instead of a real one. Like,
which is a good swap
this
out,
Lego
though.
piece doesn't fit. Let's put this one instead and hope it works. Yes, it was a good swap out. It didn't prove, but I kind of liked the resistance, the impact resistance. And
I thought that was super cool.
It was cool, and as long as you were smashing right click the second you blocked, you could still get both riposts out. It was way tighter, don't get me wrong. Like you had to be clicking it fast, but it felt really strong. I don't know, to me. Barbarian receives a treacherous lungs.
That was a fun discussion when that happened. What the fuck does that? Is that an item? Is that a spell? Is it a perk? Is it a? Everyone in chat's like, what do you think it means? I don't know, man. I don't even fucking play Barb.
I thought they were sick.
Yeah,
I thought they were dying of lung cancer in the ruins.
Like I don't know what the point.
Yeah, I might have
Treacherous
guessed it the second I read it. No big deal.
Oh yeah,
Did you
improve the
actually?
shout duration as a perk?
I did. I was like lungs. I'm like they yell. I'm like
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end I was like, it's either range or duration or something, but I didn't know if it was a perk or a new shout, like treacherous lung
range would
makes
have
it
been
combo.
a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, instead of the duration.
Yeah, I instantly thought duration.
And I gotta be honest, I'm loving it. Like I threw on a double axe. I think it was a divine axe, whatever the what's the named not the unique one. What's the craftable axe is a divine axe?
Divine or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I think it's only the divine. I don't think there's a golden one.
Yeah, so I had the divine axe and I ran treacherous lungs with a couple of shouts. It was Savage Roar and War Cry for the extra health. And then I stacked buff duration bonus. And I think my buffs duration bonus was at like 65 or 70% at one point with my gear. So I'd go in, and right before we started swinging on each other in solos, whoever I was PvPing against, I would pop War Cry and I would pop Savage Roar. And it would last for like 9, 10, 11, 12 seconds.
Oh yeah.
So the entire duration of the fight, and then some. So we'd fucking be beating on each other. I'd kill the guy. I'd still be at 75% health because 50% damage reduction on War Cry. Or sorry, Savage Roar plus the War Cry health. I'd have like 210 health. I'd be smashing with this fucking axe with axe specialization, killing them rather quickly, and still have way over half health. And then after I had a chance to like calm down for a second and the fight's over, then the buffs would finally wear off and I go back to normal. But it's incredibly strong right now. I highly recommend it. It's very fun. You feel way beefier, and it works for rage as well. Rage stays up longer, so you have that movement speed buff longer, which is nice. So if you Savage Roar someone and rage, the minus 20% physical damage reduction from rage is essentially canceled out, and you just get a fat movement speed and damage and health buff for like 10, 11, 12 seconds. At that point, no, if you're throwing Francisca axes like you should be because of the meta, no one's escaping you. It's ridiculous.
Surprise.
It's
Barb
terrible.
is strong.
There's there's a new video that just came out of someone trying. I think it was like a fighter or a ranger trying to fight a barbarian, and they keep getting close to try to hit him. And the barbarian is kiting and throwing axes. And this just came out like a day or two ago on the subreddit. And I'm just, honestly, fucking remove Franny axes straight up. Just get them out of the fucking game. I'm so tired of them. Outright.
Fun though.
Outright. You know what? I don't care.
But a barb's
You can
gotta
get roasted. Go ahead, roast me, chat. It's okay. Remove that.
No, they
garbage.
don't. Whatever you're gonna say, Dot. No, they don't deserve that. They're barbarians. They're supposed to be king at close range.
I'm sick
I'm a cleric.
of it.
I don't have any ranged option. I have been trying to reach stuff with T-Rex arms for the longest fucking time. I would kill a man and eat their firstborn for some kind of extended range option. I'm so tired of people just being like, "Oh, it's a cleric. I'm gonna walk this way." Great. I can't do anything about that. I can't Franny axe. I just have to like. Can we fight? Please, you and me. No, not your team. It's just
maybe make like throwing them kind of scuffed. Maybe like because right now it's pretty
a
easy
little
to fucking
bloom on
chuck
it.
one. Yeah, a little bloom maybe. Maybe I don't know, but
I just want one. I want a ranged option. I want something that puts me in a viable like. Oh, you might have 1 HP, but you can't run forever. Like whenever I chase somebody down,
smite torch for like 20 damage.
Okay, and how many torches do you bring a fucking run?
I don't play cleric.
I mean, you have Holy Strike, but only so many of them, and that
only
sucks.
From that range.
And
once
that
you're
range.
out of that range,
and you get slowed down to cast.
It
takes a second. Yeah.
Catching somebody with it is highly improbable. It's just having that. It's just the suffering. There's only clerics. That's it. We are the only ones without any sort of like, extendo reach damage. You've got crossbows, you've got frannies, you got everything you could want to throw from a distance, but no, we just kind of get kited to death. But
I'll be honest.
that's another
How
thing in the
about
notes.
bloom on everything other than ranger? Thoughts?
So say that again. On what? Sorry.
Bloom on everything other than ranger.
I like it.
On
Takes kind of some of the
knives,
skill
on
away, though, a little bit.
crossbows, on. I guess maybe
on
not
non-ranger.
fighter, if they're gonna run a weapon master for like bows or something, but like crossbows, everything.
I think crossbow should be a
like-
part of weapon master. I don't think it should be a default weapon that fighters should use or
The
can use.
10% would be nice.
It'd be
think
like,
the other
yeah,
part
that MOA, but it's only when you're like moving. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
if you're chasing somebody down, spamming them,
Mm.
But I also think the bow thing, like the drawing effect, I got into archery for like a year and a half, and you try fucking firing a recurve bow and holding that for more than like 5 seconds, your arm is going to snap. My arm is. I'm not a very large man, so holding those was very, very difficult. So I think they should get like sway, after
agree.
they've drawn the bow for too long.
Yes.
Then it
been
would make
saying
you
this
be more
forever.
efficient. Yeah.
Let
I
me
think it'd be
ask you
better
this:
for
is y'all's
battling.
guys' complaint with Franny's the damage or the slow on getting hit?
Slow, the damage, that it works with other skills and perks the barbarian has, and that they have such good move speed and essentially throw and attack speed all at the same time while using it.
I would say it's
Yeah.
really the damage though. Like
I think it should just
Sure.
slow. I don't think that. Yeah, I agree that the damage is too high. I think they should be used more to catch people. Like that's the whole point. So if they like took more of the damage away and chipped it off for some more move speed loss, even like just a stacking one. Maybe if you hit, maybe they're 10% per, but they have a longer duration. If you hit multiple frannies, slows them down more, but it does piss for damage because it shouldn't do that much damage. You're a melee
agree.
class. Your entire objective is to catch the target. So they should help you in catching the target. They shouldn't be the entire stance and focus of your character. But that's always going to be the way because they just do significant amounts of damage. And why would you risk getting meleeed back when you could just stand there and throw axes?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it's an issue. Anyway, there's more barbarian changes, folks. Barbarian's axe spec weapon damage increased from 3 to 5. Okay. So, I'm pretty sure we're going to see, decreased damage of all Francisca axes, recurve bows, and longbows. So they decreased the damage of Francisca axes, but increased axe spec damage from 3 to 5. So if you run axe spec and Francisca, it still does the same. Just a heads up,
Basically null. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous. Anyway. Cleric's Divine Protection physical damage reduction changed from 30% to 50% and reduces the cooldown from 90 seconds to 45 seconds. It's a big change. You were saying that this has been working for you, right?
It's a better stance on an ability that's underutilized, and now that it's going to be more utilized, like I was saying earlier, everybody's kind of getting shell shock from getting beat down and not doing that much damage to clerics. But before it got changed, I fought all of one person in the entire history of ever playing this video game who did use it, and they to their credit, they beat me because who the fuck runs that? And you don't even see it. You don't really see it go off. It being like the cleric main. It feels weird to me that I have no idea what the visual effect for Divine Protection actually is. Like, what do you see as somebody else seeing it go off? So I've never actually.
you even see anything.
I don't think I've seen it go off. I don't think you see anything.
I'm pretty sure it's just smite, but your hands don't glow.
Yeah, like you hear the effect.
I'm
like
pretty sure that's literally it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
everything
it-
like smite 1-to-1, but no glowing.
So yeah, it's a nice change for an ability that was so incredibly underwhelming. I'm surprised nobody looked at it months ago. It's just astonishing. I couldn't believe that they didn't have all of the data necessary to say what's an ability that's underutilized the most in the entire game. Probably this one. Should we do anything? Now let's add add shit for barbarians. Add more rogue shit. Like, come on, man. You could just tune the dial a little bit. Doesn't feel like this needs to be done, and it would help. You're looking at stuff, right? You said you guys are looking at stuff. Come on. But it is a nice buff. It gets it utilized, but I think, like I said, once the player base is more familiar with the fact it's going to be in play, it's going to get like the same as Smite. I talk about it in one of my guides. People are like complaining Smite doesn't do anything because people run away. Yeah, it does. Now it's an anti-anything stick. Oh my God, my Ranger's popping a surge kit, and we're getting chase bound. I pop out Smite. My glowing stick is basically like it makes them all shun in terror. They don't want to engage with you when you got your glowing stick. So it still functions. It's still great, but people know about the spell now and they know how to counter it. It's going to come up with divine protection as time goes on. You're going to do your little glowy animation and everyone's going to walk away because you're a cleric and that's all they have to do.
That's right.
Never complain about dying to a cleric. You chose to die to that cleric.
Fair.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Fair.
All right.
But sometimes you're like, you are playing the game, and you're like,
Yeah.
this fucking cleric thinks he can kill me. This motherfucker. They're like, not today, bitch. And then you get fucking whacked, because they're all buffed up.
Yeah.
Whacked with a magic
I
quarter
could have
stuff.
gone the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just walked away.
Could have just walked away.
That's
like this
hilarious.
Best threat in the
fucking-
game.
Theologic nerd. I'm gonna give him the fucking business. And just get
He's probably going to cry while he prays and shits himself. Yeah. Oh, God, the holy light's within him.
Oh man, you guys are hilarious. I love this episode so far. This is amazing. Wizard receives an ice mastery, the fucking root of death with ice bolt.
That one I called. I called that one immediately. I was like, probably add some kind of frost slowing effect or a root effect to frost spells, which would be cool.
thematic.
It's interesting that they decided to add that perk in when there's only one ice spell. I thought that was weird.
I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be frost
Yeah.
effects have a root chance, or frost effects are more efficient. Like slow effect from your frost effects. Instead of saying like your frost damage specifically, your frost effects are 30% more efficient. But instead, they made it a root specific to one spell, which that's still better than bind.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
It's a little odd.
Where's my Kona Cold for Wizard? You know what I mean?
Frost
Yeah.
Nova. That's what we need. Frost Nova and Ice
Yeah.
Block. Oh my God.
Ice block.
Yeah. Everybody complaining about survivability. Imagine just now you're an Ice Block. Oh, shit. Rogue can't kill you. Nothing can kill you.
Ice
That'd be pretty
block
cool. Well-
with an ice nova as it bursts. So
Nice.
people,
So
so,
they have to,
so
like,
people
back up.
don't just sit on you and wait for you to come out of the block and then kill you.
I feel like they should sit on you. They should. If you're
Well,
in an
if
Ice
they
Block,
sit on
yeah.
you and then you ice block goes
Then you
away
just
and
push
then you
them
just
in.
get killed.
You just die.
But if you
Yeah.
have
It's
some
gotta be
sort
teammates.
of root or explosion of the ice block once the timer's up to potentially keep them away so they don't eat that damage, you can have an escape. I think that would be amazing. But I think it
Shatter.
feels bad to like have some sort of oh shit ability where you can make yourself invincible and hide for 5 seconds just to have someone like lean on your body and hang out and look at their watch, fucking waiting to
I mean,
chop
hey,
your head off.
Yeah.
it's basically a team play only spell is the way I look at it. For you're in the ice block, you better hope that teammate's coming out to save you, or you're still going to die. It's just like how res is. It's a spell slot. It's something we do, but I can't use it by myself. Same with bind. Really, bind doesn't have. I mean, yes, you can bind judgment, loser, but it's like the whole focus of the spell is mostly team oriented. So I would
Sure.
say like, yeah, you can freeze yourself, but you better have teammates alive. Or
Fair
like
enough.
you can make a rogue reveal himself. There's lots of opportunity for it to be played. It's just I don't want it to be OP. Don't
Fair.
give them any ideas.
It's a good argument. Okay. Wizards stat. I hope. Come back on, guys. Come back on, boys. We'll talk about anime tits and poop and whatever the fuck.
And the
It's
clap.
okay. And the clap. Yeah. Whatever you guys
yeah.
want to talk about, Iron Mace.
With a visual
Yeah.
demonstration and everything.
There you
Yeah.
go.
If you're willing to set up the camera and tripod, Jay, we'll put you full screen. We'll
Nope.
put you full screen, buddy. Loud and proud, front and center. Wizard staff masteries magic weapon damage, increased decrease. Wait, let me read this properly. Wizard's staff masteries magic weapon damage increase has been changed from 5 to 3. What a weird way to. Why not just say it's been decreased?
Yeah.
That's odd. From 5 to 3. Okay, I think that was needed.
Politics speak.
Yeah, I think that was needed. It was a little fucking strong. It was a little
They
ridiculous.
did nothing though. They've done nothing.
It's still
Scaling
strong. Yeah,
existing is
I
the
know.
problem.
I know. It's still really strong. It's less OP for norms. Essentially, is all it changed. It just
which also
hurt the little guy,
nerfs
which
might.
sucks. Yeah, I want more power in norms. I want to feel a little bit more powerful in norms. Norms already, it's like, all right, I know I'm going into
Do
the.
you guys actually play norms though?
I personally have not played norms for a while simply because of the demi grind. I got demigod on my solo fighter in trios, and I was they're celebrating a birthday party upstairs. It's so cute. Can you guys hear him singing? Can you guys hear him singing?
It's
I
like a
heard
mass.
something. It sounded like it sounded like mass, bro. I thought you were having like a church service. I didn't want to say anything, but
now I know why the dog was barking, because they probably have a bunch of guests over, and the dog was like, "Fuck all
Yeah.
these people, get out of my house unless you give me a slice of
poor
that
dog.
cake."
that's true. I could be bribed. I'm an animal.
Yeah.
Give me food.
Yeah, so I've been so on the demi grind that I haven't really considered norms, but I do miss norms. I think norms is more fun than HR, but no, I haven't played in a while.
A couple of norms.
Yeah, I mean it's fun. It's a great way to play the game, but to be honest, I got slightly burnt out during the demigod run just because it takes so many hours and so many runs that I haven't played any video game in like 5 days, and it's been great. I'm reading a book actually. Like it's nice.
What?
I went outside today. I went on a hike. Like I know.
What
it's
happened
fucking.
to you?
I don't even know me.
You're a beautiful
anymore.
man.
I know.
You invite me here with this guy? Come on.
I know. I am admittedly taking a bit of a digital detox break in general, but I'm getting the itch again. I'm waiting for the season to end, and really, I am excited to see the 2 weeks of hardcore experimentation, which we'll get to in a minute. They have a little note on that. But I just needed a fucking break, man. Just like fucking sitting here hunched over my keyboard all the time. It sucks. But anyway, Wizard's Ice Shield now has a 5-second cooldown before it can be activated again. Probably good. Probably smart.
Awful.
Why?
Just remove the perk.
It's a nerf. Yeah.
Okay. Bard's melodic protection, physical damage reduction changed from 50% to 30%. That is quite a buff.
I have yet to try magical walking din tank.
Ooh,
I'll do it one day.
yeah.
Does Katie know about it?
I don't know, but I've been meaning
Someone
to
should
do
tell Katie.
That's cool. I'd watch that,
No,
that
dibs,
video.
dibs, all me, dibs.
Bard's Din of Darkness range has been changed from 450 to 550. Piercing Shrill range has changed from 450 to 550. So, okay. Some nice little bufferonis for Bard. Not bad. Warlock's Flow of Corruption cooldown changed from 15 to 18 seconds. It's a slight nerf. Probably needed. 15 seconds with that fucking ability is kind of intense, but it's not the worst nerf ever. It's fine.
Which one? Sorry?
Blow of Corruption cooldown changed from 15 to 18.
Yeah.
Magic damage of all grades of magic staff have been reduced. Okay. Decreased damage to Francisca axes, recurve bows, and longbows. I'm happy about the bow changes, and obviously the throwing axes too. But good. Rangers are not as scary as they used to be, but I still fucking hate them. So anytime they get chipped at,
That shit's awful right now. I feel like
in terms
Good.
of
Rangers. There's a lot of Rangers and Rogues all over the place.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess I haven't noticed it because I've been doing this like weird solo rat fighter thing in trios in the cave. So I personally haven't noticed it. But okay, Rogues and Rangers still plague the fucking crypts and kill everyone. Go fucking figure. Okay.
Man.
I'm so shocked. Windless Crossbow's hit slow duration has been changed from 2 to 1.5 seconds, and move speed bonus reduction has been changed from minus 55% to minus 45%. Interesting. Okay. You can now more easily exchange items between gold coin containers by dragging and dropping them. Containers are now prioritized when acquiring gold coins and inventory stash. Thank you. Nice little
Very
quality of
nice.
life change there. The size of the ice kobold has been slightly reduced. I did notice it. It's a little smaller. It's fine. Sold by tab has been removed from the marketplace. Okay. In the marketplace, smart. In the marketplace, products with quantity are displayed sorted with their individual prices. Okay, that's fine. Improved loading speed when running the game process. I did notice that. Japanese localization readability has been slightly improved. Thank God. Okay.
Shout out to my Japanese people.
Indeed. Shout out. Ohio gozaimasu. Dev comments from Hotfix33. Arigato.
Arigato, Iron Man.
Jesus Christ. Dev comments, hi adventurers. In this hotfix, we focused on fixing known issues, improving server performance and stability. It will address known balance issues and also include adjustments to less frequently used class abilities. These adjustments will continue to be made in the future. Due to some disruptions in the previous weeks, we've also decided to extend the season by 1 week. I saw that coming. To give players ample opportunity to participate in preseason number 1, once preseason number 1 ends, a 2-week preparatory period for the next wipe will take place. During this period, various trials and drastic balance changes may occur. Please wait a little longer for the upcoming wipe.
Nice.
We're working very hard on new additions to the game. I think you will enjoy what is to come. See you in the dungeons. Fuck yeah. I love
Which is
that.
in like 2 days, actually.
Yeah.
It's less than 2 days for the season to end. Then we're going to be entering a 2-week period of weird experimentation and crazy shit. It's like pre-wipe shit in Tarkov, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
I think
hopefully.
that's what. Well, yeah,
I
exactly.
kind of hope they fuck the game up and just do
I
something
think-
crazy.
Yeah, give
for
everybody.
science.
Yeah, I
like,
think they're gonna do crazy
gear.
shit.
I
I don't know
hope
about
so.
anything gear wise. I'm thinking they're
Be
gonna be
fun.
like, they're gonna buff like smite damage, or like maybe nerf they're gonna do some crazy balancing shit, is what I rate it as. There's gonna be a lot of complaints on Reddit. I expect it to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm super stoked for it. It's definitely gonna end my digital detox. Like I'm very excited to
Yeah.
see how they turn dials and push buttons and flick levers and whatnot. I think there's a potential for a very fun experiment where they can finally, with a good excuse, like, hey guys, it's just 2 weeks. It's pre-wipe. We're just gonna fuck around. Okay, you've teed this up. People know it's coming. Now's the chance to really fuck with unused perks, unused skills, buff and nerf unused or underutilized shit for certain classes, change PvE difficulty or behavior, fuck with bosses, just do something new. Like, I really, really hope they go nuts and use that data to the best of their ability, man. I hope. We'll see.
And give us Evil Eye back.
All right.
Priorities.
Yeah, give us Evil Eye back, sure. Yeah, so what do you guys think we can expect from this 2-week experiment? Do you think, throw out some like craziness. What do you guys think? Anything nutty that you could foresee happening? Wizards and casters have unlimited spell slots.
That'd be fun. Jack movement speed up, crazy. Like let people just run around like fucking, Speedy Gonzalez. That'd be a good time.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess 2 different things.
That was not
Okay.
an approval.
Yeah, he was like,
My first,
no.
my first guess was there's a weird chance maybe they do some spell charge casting system rehold.
Yep.
Or
For sure.
what this guy just said, removing hide, but I think they would maybe remove stealth and try to like all stealth, or just completely change it. I don't know. No more invis or anything. Those are my guesses.
Rogue would be so ass.
Not
Hide is
necessarily.
now dash increases move speed by 40%, decaying over 3 seconds. Something like,
Maybe.
chase targets down. There's
And
just
Donnie.
lots of stuff they could switch it up.
Have you been chased by a rupture smoke pot hand crossbow rogue recently?
I can't
Toxic.
say that I have, Jay. I can't say that I
Fucking
have.
Christ! It's just what a terrible time to play the game. Like truly. So here's the
Yeah.
thing:
Actually-
if they're like from me to my neighbor's house and they hit a smoke bomb, you're slowed 20%.
Here,
Instantly. And
That's-
they're
if
not
you can
slowed at
smell
all.
it, you're slowed.
You're like so far, and they pop a smoke bomb, and then they kill you because it instantly slows you.
I think they're
mile
going to be
away.
nerfing that. I think they got 2 ways of nerfing smoke pot, and I hate to bring them up, but one of them is going to be Judgment has this slight, very small but very quick cast time. I think one of the complaints about smoke pot is that people are using it just to escape instead of control. They're
Right.
just using it because it's a get out of jail free.
Mm-hmm.
So like Rogue starts running away. Now you put like a half a second or even like a quarter of a second cast time. Something to stop them from just sprinting and dropping it and completely being free. Or, reduce the move speed duration on it. There's just no other way. That's just way too powerful. And the blinding duration, like everything about it is, I know it's the one good thing rogues have, and everybody's going to be upset when it gets nerfed, but it's coming, guys. It's on its way. I hope. I think the casting time being tacked onto it's like the safest thing to do to it to stop it being abused in that manner, but to still have it be viable because you'll still be able to drop it.
You
just
don't want
gotta
to
use
ruin
your
it.
brain a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to ruin the skill,
I
but
was
it's
gonna
fucking
ask,
annoying.
Why the fuck is there a slow on it? To be honest.
Or maybe just an
It's
initial
super slow.
slow. Like maybe just like the first second you're in the smoke because it disorients you for a second,
Yes.
and then you can move.
I've never
again.
been slowed running through smoke.
You know,
Well, if
Usually
you're
I
running,
speed up.
if you were running and suddenly there was a bunch of smoke, would you slow down just for a second to make sure we're going to bump into something and then confidently
If I
continue
knew
moving?
if I was chasing a dirty, sneaky trickster that uses smoke pots, I'm not gonna stop because he dropped a bottle. You know,
Yeah.
I'll take a deep breath. Maybe call it disorienting powder instead of smoke. Then
What about speed powder? What if it was no?
speed powder,
No?
talcum
Okay.
powder,
Yeah.
baby powder.
Woo! I got triple jump, bitch. Woo! Let me get that speed. Come on, man. Let me get that speed powder, bitch, please. Anyway, I took it too far. I ruined the joke. Okay, so why don't we kick it over to Q&A, chat, my chat, and Jay's chat. Are you live, TheEndBoss?
Yeah.
Beautiful. We'll take questions from your chat too. Let's do it. What you guys got?
Yo, it would be fun though. A fun change for like smoke pot. Give him like a God. What's that guy from League of Legends that like has a smoke trail on his ass, like he's farting?
Singed.
Singe.
I mean, a
Give him,
lot
like
of
a
them.
singe
technically,
trail.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Like make it like a
Just
little
like
less
don't
AoE.
follow me in the direct path. You know.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Caustic.
We'll just call it pocket sand,
Yeah.
and then you run around.
Oh,
and
no,
like,
it's Singed.
squeeze it. No,
It's Singed from
caustic
League
was
of Legends.
Apex. Caustic is Apex.
Nah,
Yeah.
they're about to put some charges on.
Oh,
that
I
bad
saw.
boy,
I
let's
thought.
be
Wait,
honest.
what's the guy's name in League? Singed. Is that his name?
Singe. Yeah,
Singed.
Singe
Okay,
got the
Singed.
jar.
Singed.
He's got like a.
It's got the
toxic
over the
fire.
shoulder toss. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
No, he's
that's
so
right.
toxic.
God, I
He's
haven't
so
played
fun.
League in so long, man. Shit.
Same.
And I don't want to.
Yeah. Same.
I wonder how, man, there's got to be so. I think the last champ I saw come out was like Cassante or something like that.
I
They
remember
just
mine.
laid off a bunch
That's
of people.
pretty-
Apparently,
that's
League's
pretty
not
new.
doing very well.
Is that new? Is he new?
No, every
Sometimes
fucking
like,
tech place is laying them off.
Relatively.
Oh, okay,
New.
so maybe I'm not completely out of it. Anyway, chat, drop the questions. Let's see here. QQ Jopta. Let's see here. What do you think about overextend mechanic for throwables? It's like you get throw damage penalty after each throw for a time, so diminishing returns essentially. He's saying that throwing barbs kind of disgusting.
Take the damage
stamina.
away. Yeah.
Just, I mean,
That's way
just-
too much intricacy to a system that doesn't.
Now
Just
it's just
lower
I'll
the
chase you
damage.
for longer because now I have to wait
Yeah.
for the DR to throw my next axe. But
That
you're not
and
going anywhere still.
Yeah, and how many systems do you want to input into like a utility throwing thing? It's like you don't want to complicate something that's supposed to be simple. I personally, like I said, think they should just fucking remove the throwing axes and the throwing knives. Both motherfuckers. I'm
You
coming
guys think
out
they're
and
just
saying it.
gonna like secretly drop Druid on wipe?
No.
I think Druid will come with the wipe. I think Druid is coming out in 2.5 weeks. That's my guess.
I think it might come out in the next week. Test it.
Shout out to all my furries.
You think
dude,
during
for
the
getting it.
testing week it'll come?
Yeah.
They've been waiting.
Why? Okay.
Of
so
course, I
why-
guess that
Edition
makes sense.
coming-
It's like why add a completely brand new class, bunch of different systems. You don't know what's going to happen because they clearly don't test much internally sometimes.
Nothing.
You know.
Mhm.
I
and then
mean, you're
drop
right.
it
Yeah.
Drop it immediately after the first 2-week trial, like experimental period of the game.
I
where
agree
you
that it
tell
should
every-
come out.
You're 100%
You know what I
right. Now
Yeah,
that
it's
now that
been
you
a
say
long-
that out loud,
what
it totally
they
makes
said was,
sense.
"Hey, we're gonna
Yeah.
fuck the game up and try shit out." So why not drop the thing that's super experimental?
Yeah, that
the,
makes
the,
sense.
the only thing I would say to be a bit of a negative Nancy is when they did come on, it did sound like it was very early on in Druid.
I got the vibe that it was not complete, and I thought to myself how Warlock felt at the very beginning, and how it's probably going
Yeah.
to play out, and like, well, are we going to have so many game-breaking abilities? Like, even
I got the
I just-
other end. They sounded like they were working on a lot of it, but they said, "You know how we do classes? We're gonna slow roll it, basically." That's how I took it.
but
I
didn't
don't
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
I feel like I agreed with that until I played Ice Caves. Everything is no longer slow rolled. If that was slow rolled, ooh,
know. Well, Ice Caves.
yeah, I feel like there was no testing on Ice Caves. They just kind of shelled it out, as
Oh.
evidenced by the many aggro stuck spots.
Yeah, but-
There's a lot that felt like Ice Caves was kind of tacked together and not really ran through thoroughly. I mean, yeah, you can put people in there and have them run through the map and make sure you can get to an extract, but there's just so many rooms where you walk in and you piss off shit on 3 different floors before you piss off the mob 2 feet in front of you. And like from any standpoint, I feel like that's just, it's like Crips did a great job of being, I think, play tested into a spot where, does that happen on Crips? in 2 spots, and it's because you stood over a hole with a bunch of monsters in them. You know, you don't aggro 18 things in every
Sure.
room you walk into. So when you walk in there and you piss off, like I said, literally 3 floors worth of shit before the mob in front of you's even stood up, it just doesn't. It's not like it's a threat. It doesn't feel good. That's all. It's just nobody walked in there. I feel like nobody else walked in that room before I did and pissed off that stuff because I was in there like, all right, cool. And you wander the map and you're doing the same thing every single floor, pissing off more stuff that you didn't see or didn't hear.
I will say one thing to give you credence. The fact they came out with ice caves at 12 minutes was pretty like, did you guys play this shit? Like, how many times y'all get out?
Yeah. I wonder, like, they have to do some semblance of testing. There has to be like at least a QA guy or something. I wonder.
Yeah.
But how much testing? How much are they
not enough
really
people,
looking at
clearly.
their work?
But
Yeah, it's so few testers and for such a small amount of time that, I mean, is it really doing
I'm here.
much?
I'll do it. I'll do
I would
it.
argue
I know there's
if
so
there
many people
is
that
a
would do it.
tester guy at Iron Mace, it's probably like 1 or 2 guys, and then they have like the devs whenever they're not working test the game for them. Like I don't think there's a lot of full-time guys testing that game out.
They definitely have
Agreed.
some internal team.
They
that's
have
like,
to. Yeah, you have to have
at least
QA.
like 30 deep or some shit. that
Yeah,
is on
someone said, they
NDAs.
said before we are the testers, which is true. We're definitely the testers, but like
Yeah.
it's like in old crypts. I remember there was one spawn where you'd aggro a whole bunch of mobs, and it's like
I don't
directly
doubt it.
below another spawn. It's the trap room, the platform with the golden chest. You smack it, you get the champ, you get the wraith that drops from the sky. There was a spawn downstairs in there where you'd piss off pretty much everything, and then there was another spawn that was directly above you, and basically it was the spawn rush spot. I remember getting fucking ganked there like 3 times because they just look over the ledge and be like, "Oh, there's a mob that aggroed them. They're in the tiny little hole."
Right.
And then you would die. It's like you don't feel like people sit down and really thoroughly flush the spawn design and have that go, yep, this passes. We're going to send this one and ship it out. And that's how I felt in Ice Caves. Is like a lot of like, if this was played through for more than 10 minutes, you'd be like, this is a fail. This needs to be changed or at least altered.
I miss spawn rooms. Remember those days? When you go into crypts and you just have your own little fucking room to hang out in.
Your own little safety
Yep.
box.
That was fucking great. I love
Well,
those.
I mean, I've
those
had this
days.
idea for a while, and I'll see how you feel about TheEndBoss. I think they should get rid of the whole module map design. I think they should just make cool maps, and like I don't think the idea of what they want for like switching the modules around. I don't think that's gonna work. Like especially if they don't have the tech right now. I think they should just make dope maps, and don't worry about like closing them in rooms and like where you can just move them around.
Oh, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it, but the more I play, like at the end of the day, I think it's more of a manpower limitation and design limitation as to why they don't do it. Like a lot of the maps and like the more I play Ice Caves, the more I'm like, this is the Goblin module mixed with the Crypts module. Like I see that shit all the time when I walk through. I can tell you which modules are pulled from which different areas, and you can tell. And that's just like they just slapped some ice on it, changed some pathways, and gave it to us how it is. If they had more time, I'd love to see that. Like there are some like the giant bridge room in the ruins is copied but also like stripped down. It's like in the middle south of the ice caves. If you go into it, like the biggest room that's effectively 2 modules wide in like the middle south. Yeah, that's the same one. It's the bridge room just copied over and readjusted. But I think that's really cool that they have the opportunity. And if they could, and they made like just a giant map, no modules, no fucking around, that'd be awesome.
I think that's the future of the game, to be honest. I think the module system is potentially an easier system internally, a quicker system internally to get content out. It's they can literally probably snap in modules as they go in their editor, and they probably have
like
a bunch
Lego.
of exactly. I think eventually once they have more money in the bank, they're back on Steam, maybe they're at 1.0, it's out of EA. My guess is bigger custom maps, and call me crazy, but I think potentially part of the 10-year plan is maybe eventually we have a more open world feel of the game. Like not an open world game, like they're not going to change fundamentally how the game operates, but I think there will be larger custom maps that will make it feel like it's a little bit more open world. That's what I think.
I know what you're saying. When they have like the expressman, assuming it works in a system of maybe like pulling items out of the dungeon back to your stash, because that's how I took it. I took it as like a way to deliver items to your stash from like, let's say you take a red portal in runes, and there's a 60-second timer that starts when the timer hits 0. So not to like be like, oh, what if it goes and somebody's still out there? So when the timer hits 0, it's like a 60-second window. A fucking guy pops out of the ground, goes, bitch, what you need? And you slap him with a bunch of your items, pay a fee. He takes him to town. What you're saying is something that I've been advocating for because I have no life and lots of time. But like a multi-layered cake system. Like we're not just going with like 3 layers. Make it like 6 layers. Add the fucking frost caverns as the first part of it. You go deeper. The original Diablo game was basically a cathedral floor that you just kept descending down for like 13 floors till you got to the hell, which was the Inferno.
Right.
Why not have just a massive journey? You choose when you want to leave, when you want to risk it, go to the next floor, but make it like not just like a 30-minute, make it like up to a 2-hour fucking journey if you really want to go all the way to the bottom. Make it like an insane raid and have it like super layered. I would love to see more of an investment for those that do want to sit down and stick to the hard grind, but I don't want to see them limit anything at the very end. Just like improve the chances, but don't make anything very specific that you have to obtain by grinding for 2 hours to go to the bottom of a dungeon that's been wiped out or whatever. I just want to see more improvements to it and the option for those sweaties to go through and maybe like you've defeated the Inferno layer boss. Now you get a portal to Dark Inferno. Yes, I'm pulling the worst name out of my ass, but it's all nightmare mobs, including a nightmare version of the boss where they can just fucking throw whatever caution to the wind, just something more than what we have. And I know everyone's like, I've never even seen a boss before. It's like 1% of the population kills. Just give them the option and see how many more people take it.
Sure. Yeah. I like that.
I mean, I agree with that in theory, but I think you're going to alienate a lot of the player base if you do something.
Well, that's why you can leave at any point. Like the blue portal aspect of it. Like I want the choose your own adventure part of it. That's all. Like you can leave at any point. Like, oh, baby's crying. Like I'm getting to the next blue boys, you know, but what if you're like, oh, we're in for a Friday night with the boys.
What if it was a different queue or something, or like the Mage Tower, and you could like go to the next floor of the Mage Tower, and once you enter into that floor, the doors lock behind you, and the only way to get to the next floor to escape is if you clear out all the PvE mobs. And once you clear everything out of that floor of the Wizard Tower, a portal opens up or the stairwell opens up. Either you go back to town or you keep going up forever until it gets so hard you have to get out or your bags are full or whatever. Do you think people would do that shit? I think that'd be fun.
I think 1% of the people would do that. 100%.
Yeah. I want to see how people react to no cheese.
No cheese would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that PvE room, I want that room to be designed with no fucking cheese. I want to see all those people that are like always farming it. Like, no, I want to see how you guys do because I think a lot of people depend on the cheese. So I'd love to see
even I do sometimes. And yes, it is essentially Torghast is what I'm referring to.
I mean, for me personally, I think that's like a fun, like down the road thing. But I think right now, man, they just got to focus on kind of making the game fun to hop in, play, and have a good time.
Yeah,
right now,
like short burst fun.
Yeah, because like when I boot up Darker Darker, I want to play for like 2 hours, and I'm like, all right, cool, I'm gonna go make a sandwich and like go do something else for a bit. Like I don't really get an 8-hour session. It doesn't really grab me like that. But I mean, that's most games nowadays.
I've noticed most of like my casual friends that play it, they only play for like a couple hours at a time. They don't actually like full send dive into that shit.
And like a 2-hour run does sound dope. Like it's like, you know, that's something
like
you get the boys
adventure,
together,
you know,
in Discord. Yeah, everyone gets hyped for it, but I just don't know how much like long-term fun you're gonna get out of something like that.
I feel like you do that 4 times, I would probably not do a 5th.
Yeah.
2-hour raid or something.
The juice has to be worth the squeeze is all. That's what, you know, there's no reason to do it without going down. I mean, right now we're spending 30 minutes or so to go down just to see the chance of a boss that's probably going to be fucking Warlord anyways. Which is frustrating.
Yes, that is annoying. Son, I'm going to the store, said we need different inventory management. Wait, sorry, what was it? It's not
auto sort button when?
Hold on, where is it?
Nice.
I just want an auto sort. Yeah, just an auto sort. Yeah, that's all I need. Whatever their auto sort default is, that's crazy. That's exactly how I want my stash sorted.
Where is it?
Whatever it organizes. Amulets at the bottom.
Sorry, it was wide. You know, these epic ideas are cool to think about, but the team is small and not on Steam. We need some small time ideas. Yeah, obviously we're getting wild with like Torghast fucking type shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like obviously that's probably not going to happen, and if it ever did, it's like years away. It's fun to talk about though, but. Yeah,
let's get this raid started. Who's in for MC?
But to that, I mean, to their point though, what is an actual viable, realistic thing that could be input or changed I think they're going to a concert. It's a bunch of people partying at the house.
Nice.
What is an actual like viable, realistic change or thing that could shake up the game? Because right now, I got to be honest, if I was a brand new player playing Dark and Darker, I would be like, what the fuck is going on? And you'd be getting dumpstered first of all, because everyone is so fucking rich. The game, it just feels kind of weird and fragmented right now with classic queue and then the rotation. Obviously the player base is diminished significantly at the moment because of the pending wipe and season ending. Like, what can Iron Mace do in the next 2 weeks, in the next month, to like shake things up? Or like, I don't think the game's dying. A lot of people are like, game's dead, blah blah blah. This is just fucking early access. It's just how it is with games. But
And
what do you guys think? What do you guys think?
Well.
Yes, it's games with
The
games
end
that
of
wipe as
every
well.
Tarkov wipe, everyone's like, Nikita,
Yeah.
you suck.
Yes.
Like, fix the game. You know,
Exactly.
That's how it is.
I get
But-
Kappa and I stop playing. That's the
Yeah.
natural
Yeah.
order of things. I
But
achieve my
I think
goals.
they got to add some sort of progression system that feels good to progress. Because right now, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know about you guys, but I have absolutely zero urge to do the quests. I'm like, I don't care.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, sure. I think the quests were thrown into the game just to test the system. I don't think they designed quests that were meant to impress us by any means.
Yeah, no, I think
it's
very
purely
early,
to
but
test to make sure turning stuff in and gathering
But
shit works.
if this was a high effort, you know, I'm a little worried. If this was high effort,
I don't think it was. I think it
hope
was
not.
slapped
I hope it
together.
was just like hey, let's throw something in there.
That's what I
No.
think.
Yeah.
It was let's test the systems
I
to make
don't
sure it
mind
works.
Yeah.
Some of the quests are good though. I'll give them that. Some of them are pretty decent.
Some of
They're
them are
target
okay.
farming stuff and drop rates and things being improved. So they're working on improving the quest system through everything they do. But the potential
Yeah.
for what they can do with quests is kind of what I'm excited for. Like you were saying, what could they do to make things more interesting for before the wipe? That's like realistic stuff. They could add reroll systems in the quests. Like imagine bringing like 3 wolf pelts and 1 troll's blood to a collector, and you can reroll the stats on an item. Like just something base to get people to keep an item better. It changes the value. You could do something crazy with quests where you can upgrade an item and add a stat line to it. Maybe this lengthy chain where you got to kill every single boss, including Warlord 5 times. But then you can turn a purple into a legendary or a legendary into a unique. Just like feed the economy, but also give you something to work towards. But what we were saying earlier with when Donnie was talking about the like one giant map that they would make, that would be, like you said, almost out of the scale of stuff they could do. But they could add a queue that's completely random map. It'll pick one of the 3 maps. You just queue in for it, and it'll pick the map, but it'll shuffle the modules. Like you can shuffle them pretty much interchangeably, almost on like an automated system, and have them completely changed out and just have new maps. It would have a new layout. It'd be different than before. It would be computer generated nonsense, but it would be a new layout. Obviously, you can't have a map with like a 3rd floor exit go into a 1st floor entrance, but that would be something that wouldn't be too hard to be like, layer 1 doesn't attach to layer 3, so that doesn't sit there. But it's something feasible that they could staple together and just be like, yeah, here it is. Queue into it, get every map in completely random shambles and enjoy.
Yeah, and I mean, this might be a bit of a hot take as well. I think that where the game is at right now, like 3 months is a little long for a wipe.
Oh,
Too
yeah.
long. Way too long.
Yeah,
2 months
it
wipe.
is.
We're about to be
We're farming up.
basically 4 months when it wipes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
let's do a 2-month wipe because everybody's too rich now. It's just you either have that loot or you get bodied.
well
Yeah,
in the
it's been
current
right.
the current iteration of the game, people are wealthy as fuck in 8 hours.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of nuts, man. I don't even know if 2 months is the right number either. I don't know what the right number is. I don't know.
Well, you got to balance it
Yeah,
with
they'll
the amount
tune
of
it in,
player
you know?
learning. Yeah, they're kind of finding their point. I feel like they were set on this 3-month cycle, and as the player base developed in skill and changes were made, now it's like, maybe we should look at it maybe a 2-month cycle, or we do some drastic changes to accommodate keeping the 3 months. But I think they have that data, and hopefully they're looking at it.
Right.
Yeah.
Alley Bally B777 simply said arena mode. Oh my god, they're fucking working on arena mode. Why? Unless it is supposed to be a massive feature and big selling point of their game. Something that's been on the whiteboard in their office for a long time. I know we've talked about it, but I hope it's really important to them to be putting a lot of time into the arena mode. I hope it plays out the way they want it to. There's a part of me that's a little nervous that they're working on something that they shouldn't be. Not that, but I can't tell them how to fucking do their jobs. I'm not the game director. I don't want to.
You're worried they're splitting resources in something that
Yes.
is an ultimate waste in the long run.
Yeah, I don't want to sound insulting.
Too much bread.
Yeah.
Not enough butter.
Yeah, I don't want to sound insulting at all, but I hope that they're allocating their resources and time properly. Because if I was in charge, and it's a good thing I'm not because I'm no Terrence Park, I'm no game developer, I would just be trying to not balance, but at least improve the current systems a bit more than trying to add more to the plate. I would try to make the food on the plate taste a little bit better right now, instead of slopping more on the plate and adding a bowl with other stuff in that too on the table. If that makes sense.
I think the best analogy I can come up with, right, is like my biggest complaints with the game are performance, really, and so I just want them to fix the foundation, and then we can add all the cool stuff. Because right now, my biggest thing that makes me go like, I think I'm gonna do something else is whenever I die to like some stupid lag or like rubber banding or shit, it's just like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that's a very easy thing to point your finger at and be like, that should change, and probably a much harder thing to implement. So,
Sure.
Silver and Jay's
there's a
chat.
reason like every game has performance.
yeah, every game
Exactly.
has that
look
issue.
at it.
Yeah,
That
it's
got
hard.
me out of Tarkov real quick, man. Fighting a guy where we're doing Ring Around the Rosie, and I can see the muzzle flash from him on the other side of the tree. Like, there's a fucking great redwood split between us, and I'm chasing him, but every time I hear his gun go off, I'm still getting fucking shot. And I can't see this man because there's a tree, but on his screen, he sees me just fine. It's like, nope, I'm logging off. That was actually the last time I remember playing Tarkov and just being like, yep, I'm good. I'm very good. No, I don't want to experience that again.
Yeah, especially when you have like games like this where you can lose so much from just one run.
Yeah.
It's so disappointing to die to some stupid shit. Like the portal not showing up in Goblin Caves. You're like, really? Like, fucking Christ.
Yeah. Silver and Jay's chat said, I hate to say this because I hate these systems in other games, but durability would probably take enough gear out of the game at a rate that would address late wipe health and wealth. Look, I'm pretty anti-durability,
It's gross, though.
but I kind of fucking agree. I kind of agree. There's too much rich, good stuff out there.
Or if you got to pay to repair your shit, maybe, maybe a money sink, a good money sink. Might be a good way to go.
I mean,
A very big money sink. It'd have to be an exceptionally large money sink with I feel like when you put that system in, and let's say Inspect is still in the game in this wonderful future that we live in, and you get into a lobby and you see the artifact squad, and you chase them down and you finally catch one of them, split off from their teammate, and you drop him. You go to pick up his fucking artifact and it crumbles in your fingers. Like, that feels shitty. But like they've got to do more. But if they can put durability in the game, I would be all for it because it's more gear churn. Either that or make gear exceptionally harder to get. But I would prefer, in the long run, also a durability system of some type to get that stuff out.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm in love with durability.
I'm not in love with it
I
either.
don't know.
I'm not in love with it either.
Yeah.
I'm with you, but
It's a means to an end. It's what we've got. It's kind of like, it's why they instituted the weird queue, like, the situational, the additional queue, because the lobbies were empty for a while for that whole period. So they're like, Band-Aid fix, it's something that helps Band-Aid fix, but is it worth the problems it's going to create?
what about, okay, here's like a 180 crazy, slight subject change. Do you think it would be really exciting and more fun, especially for less rich players, if there was named items or unique items with special properties for lower grade weapons, or even some white weapons or something like that? Like, do you think, like, if there was like a named pair of green boots, a named green leather cap, a named blue bow or something like that, or just some way to juice up lower level gear so that you're not always just trying to get fucking nipple on or something like that?
They got that. That's the sterling and silver stuff. I feel like they can continue on that path.
That's true. Okay. That's a craftable thing, and it does.
would like
it
to see
just
more of
boosts
that.
damage against certain PV mob.
You can make armor
I
for
think
it
it's
too, that reduces damage taken, like from undead and stuff on the same vein, like stuff that won't really influence a PvP fight. So it's not something you're going to look towards building and make it a meta white sweaty set, but just, Maybe garlic armor. I don't fucking know. Less damage from vampires. You see what I'm like? The same thing. We've got the sterling silver, so less damage from undeads.
I mean, easier to obtain though than that. I'm my concept is like something that you could potentially find and use in a normal match or something like that. Something that stands you apart a little bit. Something that makes opening the gold chest worth it or fighting the normal lich worth it. Something that you could bring into a high roller, but purple gear, a fully kitted out purple gear guy would have better gear than you just because you happen to have a named green item or a unique green item that has a special property. Wouldn't make you like a god in high roll or something like that. But it would give lower level players, norm players, the less sweaty folks a little bit more excitement with the gear they find. It would make the gear grind slightly better. I don't know. It's just a random idea I had while we were hanging out. And I thought maybe it's going to be cool, but I don't know. I mean, chat, what do you guys think? Do you think a bunch more weaker, lower level named items would make looting more exciting, or do you think it'd be stupid?
I mean, it would be more exciting, but
you could put stuff in there like
about
better gems.
Gloves of thievery, like you can pick lock with these, like lock.
Sure,
gloves,
stuff like that. Yeah, exactly.
That'd be fun. Yeah, I mean, that I don't think that has anything negative attached to it, as long as it's not like a crazy item. Like, yeah, why not? Have a good time.
Sure.
Some utility stuff would be welcome. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Iron Mace really needs to think about the lower level player experience, the new player experience, the norm experience, and not try to balance their game around the top gods. And if they want to make a product that's going to make them millions and millions and millions of more dollars, and not just the ultimate product for sweats that are going to have a good time crushing people in PvP, they really got to consider that stuff, and they got to do it now.
Yeah, I mean, that's
a weird question.
Oh, go ahead.
Do you think? Wait, hold on. So Iron Mace started off really good, right? Like, well, not that they're bad or anything, but like they made a game on their own. Everybody loved it, super into it. Now they're like getting like questionable decisions. You know, sometimes.
You think it's the money?
It seems like. No. Do you think they're listening to us too much? Do you think?
I think so.
I
honestly think yeah.
Because where did they go wrong? They were on like the perfect path, right?
100%
and then
yes.
It started getting a little rocky. Like, where did it go wrong?
I have seen
this
happen.
Just the player base in general.
Player base, the community in
in
general. Streamers,
yeah.
Reddit, the Discord general chat. I have been saying this for a long time. I've said it on this podcast many, many times. Don't listen to the community. Fuck the community. Just make your product. Make something cool. If something sucks, fix it. Take some semblance of feedback, but do not code and change your game and take direct changes to your game from a subreddit, from angry people in general chat and Discord. Don't. Feedback's one thing, but pivoting and changing the development of your game because people are screaming about it in general, I think it's a big mistake.
Yeah.
And it always is a mistake.
Well,
I've seen games die because of doing that.
People have been crying and publicly posting themselves crying at the devs for like a year plus, bro. Like they've got to have looked quite a few times.
Of course they've looked. Of course they looked. And a lot of it comes from like people in the West. They're probably just like, these fucking American pussies. Just quit crying about the game and fucking play it and have fun.
I mean, I played Korean MMOs, man. They are the hardest grinds I've ever gone through. Like, absolutely out of this world. They make a game, and it's not even like a fun grind usually. It's just a grind. That's it.
I think it's a little different though. You know,
I'm just saying, like from a stereotypical, like pretty much every Korean MMO I have ever played has been the single most grindy game. Like out of the history, like I said, man, I'm old. I played a lot of games. That is just, they just seem to excel at making the more, not difficult, but grindy, specifically like time lengthening.
I'll just hit you with the traditional Korean.
Oh.
You can't marry a Korean woman until you beat her dad at StarCraft. And I've never heard that about any other part of the world. You know what I mean? I've just never. So I think it's just different. Truly, honestly.
That's true.
They probably just like,
Yeah,
don't they have like game schools in Korea? Or was I just lied to at some point? I'm pretty sure you can go to like a tech school, which is straight for gaming.
You can probably do that here too.
There's
to be
stuff
fair.
like that. There is esports and video games programs at a lot of universities nowadays in America.
Yeah,
StarCraft has 2 TV channels. 2, not one TV channel.
Yeah,
2 TV channels for StarCraft. It's insane. I'm pretty sure StarCraft was the national sport of Korea for some time.
Yeah, I think video games are there.
Brazil, soccer,
or
and
NASCAR.
StarCraft, Korea.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
NASCAR is what you went with?
Like the American, the
You're
American
NASCAR,
people got
man.
NASCAR and the Korean people got video games. Fuck.
I thought it
dude.
was
Another
football, man. I
left
don't know.
turn.
What a good
It is
spawn.
football.
Yeah,
Well,
it is
oh, yeah.
football. Okay, I'm not
Whatever.
crazy.
We get
Yeah.
brain
Good spawn.
damage and left turns, baby.
Speaking of, my brother used to make fun of me because I never knew who played in the Super Bowl because I just don't give a shit about football. So the fact the Super Bowl was in Vegas this year, he got a kick out of being like, hey, who's playing fucking the shirts versus the skins, man? I don't care. I don't follow football, dude. All I know
Same
is Taylor
here.
Swift is there.
Yeah, I don't know shit about sports either. And San Francisco, the 49ers were in the Super Bowl. I live in San Francisco. And
Did they win?
They did not win. And I only know that because I was hearing like people screaming in the distance and honking. And then suddenly there was no celebrating anymore. And I was like, oh,
Oh no.
they definitely lost. And I Googled it and they were like, yeah, they lost like at the last second by like a point or 2 or 3 or something like that. And
Damn.
I got to be honest, I can't name one professional NFL player except for Aaron Rodgers, and that's only because Arcane Armor looks like him. And that's only because someone in chat said it. I can't name another player. I don't know.
Tom
Troy
Brady.
Aikman. Does he still
Yeah,
play?
that guy.
Emmett
There you go.
Smith.
Cowboys
Tom
quarterback Troy
Tony
Aikman.
Romo.
Does Emmett Smith is
Cowboys
retired, right?
quarterback Tony Romo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know
no, I
shit
like
about
the guy
football.
that
You
sports.
guys
didn't
are a
wanna
bunch
get
of fucking
fined.
nerds.
Yeah.
What's the guy that was, I'm just here so I won't get fined? Who was that? Does he still
Marshawn
play?
Lynch, dude.
Marshawn
no,
Lynch?
he's retired. He's had a
He's
few
retired.
DUIs. He's not playing. anymore.
Is it a,
Damn.
not-
Yeah.
That's it.
No, I mean that's not why, but it's after he got
It's
retired.
Interesting.
another bonus factoid.
Well, let's take a dark and darker question, and then I gotta take my happy ass to bed.
Yeah,
It
let's
is-
go. One more question. We're going for almost an hour and 45. Let's get one more juicy final
that it?
question, and then I'm gonna go get some food because I'm hungry as hell. I don't know what I'm gonna
I
get
had
yet.
cashew chicken earlier.
Ooh,
Wow.
that sounds kind
It's
of
a
I
good.
used
That's
to
good
work
stuff.
at a Chinese shop as a delivery driver in between jobs.
I worked as a busboy and
Yeah.
dishwasher at a Chinese restaurant, and man, I learned a lot about life in that fucking kitchen. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I got a lot of tax-free money from those people. Anyway,
I was also paid under the table cash as a
Is this a
dishwasher.
good one?
Yep. I was
Pros
a
and cons of map
dishwasher.
rotation.
What'd you say, Jay? Sorry.
Is pros and cons of map rotation a good one?
I mean,
Sure,
there's only
yeah, let's
really
talk
Is
about
that
one
a,
pro.
is that a dead horse?
Well, I guess there's 2 pros. The one pro is that you get 1 queue, and then the second pro is that more people play the maps.
So it's just a
Kinda.
population thing, right? Like it's just the complaint
Yeah.
has always been that the lobbies are not filling because everybody wants a full lobby. So that's the thing it solves. Just assuming that there's full lobbies, then map rotation sucks and doesn't need to be there. You know, like
Yeah.
the pros and cons are the pros is that it fills lobbies, which shouldn't be an issue if we just had, the player base, assuming that everything was in the ideal spot. But yeah, I don't mind the map rotation, but I don't like it. It's like the necessary evil. I know why it's there, but I don't have to like it. It's the security guard
Yeah.
at high school. He's there for a reason, but he shouldn't have to be.
There you go.
That one took a little bit. Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
What you got there?
Dead
funny.
kids!
Sorry, I was typing in chat as you were saying that, and I registered as you were finishing. This guy Hunted Blay has asked this 1,000 times. So, thoughts on removing all doors? Like, no. There, I asked your damn
Barbarian
question.
perk is immediately gone. Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Why would you?
There,
remove-
I asked
I
your
mean,
question. Okay.
I would like to
It's like
see more Inferno layer doors. More stone doors that don't immediately get broken on me every single time I'm trying to sit down by my campfire. Please stop charging me barbs. Yeah, that'd be about it. I'd like to see more doors that are unbreakable because right now it's just fucking doors are only there to piss everybody else off.
Or
I
what
guess.
about when you're Inferno and you're walking by a door and there's a centaur in there and the centaur's bardiche just fucking flies through that door and hits you in the head?
Well,
and
they've been
one-shots
taking
you?
those doors away. I thought that was hilarious. One of my
Shit
main
sucks.
strats was pulling the centaur into that the spawn room and locking him in. And I remember the day that they removed that door. I don't know why it just didn't occur to me there was no door when I left the room because there fucking wasn't. But I remember pulling him over, running back to the room, and just being like, "Cool, well, I'm fucking dead." It was just a quick
There we
little,
go.
oh, well, that's how we learn. It was like the day they put the ramp in that same room with the Wraith where you hit the switch and no longer, it's not a bridge. You guys
Oh,
thought
yeah.
you had some clever shit. Oh, man, I love that stuff.
Hmm.
And they took all the torches and just fucking kneecapped them down to like ankle height. Like nobody puts a torch that far. Not even demons would put a torch on the ground. That's just stupid. But for the fact that you can't cheese it anymore, I like it.
Seismo said, fuck, man, it pisses me off that our weapons bounce off walls but not mobs. It is Dark Souls as fuck in that regard.
Yeah.
I think it needs to be that way, though. After playing that Dungeonborn game and being able to clip my weapon through walls and then going back and playing like Dark Tide, there's so much available cheese when you can swing through any sort of any sort of terrain like that. So I respect the system as trying to be more difficult, and that just, it sucks, but that's what we have to deal with. Don't fight mobs in places that you're going to get smacked because they can swing and you can't.
Yeah.
And I've been stuck in the world. I've been spider mummy fucked enough times to know that it doesn't feel good. All right, I still play a cleric. I can't really my tiny T-Rex hands, but yeah, it's just that's how it is. And the other option is too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't swing through wall, but we can swing through shields.
Yeah, what
Yeah,
the
make
fuck?
shields actually function. That would be
Just
really
give it a
cool.
ship. Just give it a ship.
God damn
No,
it.
you're
I
not
want
wrong.
shields to work.
Fix shields. That's the that's the best thing we
Message
can
of
end
this
on.
podcast.
Please.
I did
fix
like
shields.
that. I liked the patch where they were passive. I remember discovering that and
Oh,
being
yeah,
like,
That was
I
awesome.
really hope.
Blocking?
Yeah, you activate.
yeah.
I remember we were playing together, and it's like,
Was
all
that-
right,
were you there
activate
when-
me. Yeah,
were you
you
there? Yeah.
smack the Pavis, and you just go fucking
I remember when
backing
I
up into
died.
people.
That's awesome.
Dude, I couldn't
really-
heal you. I couldn't heal you because you're fucking.
Yeah.
I had to heal the back right of your ankle like Achilles, man. Like the
Yeah.
fuck, it's impossible to heal you, and you didn't make it any easier.
That was a really cool time, and I genuinely wish they maybe bring it back.
Yeah,
Just
like
try it
I
out
feel
a
like for
little
having the
more.
shield out, that'd be okay. Not on the back. On the back, it was absolutely ridiculous. Like I said, man, I bounced so many
Oh
fucking
no,
heals off.
I want the back pavis.
Nah, fuck you. Fuck you.
The full back pavis.
We're
I
done.
like back to
Like a
these
frying
too.
pan and
Not
fucking
That shit was.
PUBG.
You know how epic it was to walk at the warlock
Yeah.
and the ranger, and then
I
I'm like,
do.
oh shit, I'm actually getting owned. So then I turn around and I crouch and I'm like, please heal me, endboss. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, it was great
I
when I
like
got
that.
the chance to
And
heal you. I
all
love
you
doing
hear
it.
is do, just hitting the
Yeah.
pavis. It was pretty fun, dude. Honestly.
Turn into Sonic, that just fucking shelling up and just waiting for him. I loved it, but I also hated healing you. But I did it.
I remember that
Oh,
stream.
okay.
That was a good stream. That was fun to watch.
Yeah, it was great. So much fun.
You
You
know
son
what
of a
else
bitch.
was so much fun? Was you joining us on this episode, NBoss. You are a fantastic guest. It
Yes,
was very
thank you for
fun to
having
talk with you. I love
Thank
a
you.
talkative guest. It's sometimes not all guests are as talkative as you. Sometimes you got to pull the words out of them, and it's a struggle. But you enjoy conversing, and I love that.
I do.
Good sir.
I feel like endboss is a known certified yapper in the Dad community.
yeah, it's great. I love it. I love it.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
No,
It's very good,
It's
especially in your line of work. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good, it's a
Okay.
good thing. Yeah, yeah. Boys, this
I
is a
could
good.
go
ep-
7 hours without saying a word. Sorry. So
Wow.
I'm
That's
jealous.
bad. No, that's
Yeah.
bad.
On stream, that's pretty bad. Yeah.
I wouldn't do it on stream, but I could.
Oh, off stream, wallowing in
You think
silence.
you can do what I do?
It's beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude. I don't know about you guys. Sometimes off stream, I'd just be sitting in silence. I don't know about y'all.
Sure.
Sometimes I
myself.
forget that I'm not streaming, dude. I stream like 14 hours a fucking day. I'll sit there and I'll be like, I don't really game off stream. So when I am, I'm like, oh, you motherfucker. No one's. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, this is just
Who am
for
I
me
talking
right
to?
now. Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is just for me. I'm just mad. I'm actually just fucking mad right now. What the hell?
Mad in
Oh,
a
boy.
vacuum.
I feel like I
Mad
don't
and
get
no one
full
was there to see it.
sentences.
You what?
I don't get full sentences out. I'm like, you mother. I'll get like a groan and like half a phrase out. I'm really fucking pissed off.
Where's the
myself, like,
camera?
playing
Is the light
something.
on? No. Okay.
Mm.
I guess it's just me again.
Yeah.
Alone with my thoughts.
No, I
And the
love
voices.
some solitary time. I think it's great. I think it's good for you. It's healthy.
Hell yeah.
Chat, thank you so much for watching as always. You guys are wonderful. Someone just said someone's starving. I am. I'm literally about to put on some real
True.
pants and go eat. I am very hungry. Donnie, where can people find you on the internet?
Twitch.tv/Dadani with 2 E's and YouTube Dadani.
Love it.
I stream sometimes, but I'm busy. So sorry.
Beautiful. Griffia.
Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, Jay Griffith.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And Mr. TheEndBoss.
Twitch.tv/TheEndBoss, like 14 hours a day. Also Twitter and YouTube.
Wonderful.
Same.
Check them out, folks. It's a good stream. I am Soma, S-O-M-A, on everything except YouTube. It's @_Soma. You can watch episodes of this podcast. Come out on 8 a.m. PT on Wednesdays. And D&D. Every Monday, I play D&D with some buddies. And we put the episode up on the YouTube channel. It's hardcore nerdy shit. If you want to watch some tabletop, though, go check it out. It's a fun time if you're a true nerd. Check it out. It's pretty fucking nerdy. But it's great. Thank you so much for watching. TheEndBoss, thank you so much for joining us. This was fantastic. Next week, we will be live on Tuesday at 6 p.m. PT for episode 52. That is March 5th. And we're going to have one of the new longsword masters that have entered the scene, Mr. Sookie Spy. The king of getting parry riposte on players using mobs. The guy literally just brings mobs with him, parries the skeleton behind him to kill the players. It's like he has minions. It's pretty awesome. Anyway, it's fucking good.
What a savage.
It's pretty savage. Anyway, Sookie Spy.
It's fun to watch.
March 5th. Yeah, his stream is good. Sookie Spy, March 5th, episode 52. Join us for that. Until then, have a great rest of your week. And, yeah, have a good night.
Goodbye.
Pleasure, gentlemen.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.